Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first heist of Wintershield. You're probably expecting Mike. Unfortunately, Mike's had some family stuff happen, and thus we are jumping in, and we wish him everything best and hope that things are going well at home. Anyway, let's dive into the show. We're playing some Dungeons & Dragons. It's a heist! D&D heist, D&D Christmas heist. It's not Christmas, because there's no Christmas in Faerun. They do not know the joys of Christmas. They, do they know it's Christmas? No, they don't.
They have a winter festival.
They have, it's called Wintershield, which is where we're setting all of this. Okay. But it's got this sort of like slightly like some people celebrate it kind of vibe to it. Like it's not Christmas. So
to be fair, only some people celebrate Christmas.
That is also true.
There's also Wintermas up north, but
this is all very true. Anyway, that's what we're doing tonight. I'm Chris, your Dungeon Master, and we're thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. For those who are new to D&D, we are playing fantasy characters in a fantasy universe. At least these five are. I'm playing the rest of the world. They have character sheets. I have stat blocks. It's pretty much the same thing. We roll 20-sided dice and stuff happens. Higher the better, usually. 20s are good, 1s are bad, etc. And yeah, they play characters with individual, accents. Just remembered who Emma's playing. So that's happening, and I'll play everyone else. And together we'll roll some dice to make it interesting. We also have a couple of special heist rules, homebrew heist rules, which we'll get back to. I'm pretty sure we crib them off Blades in the Dark. I'm not sure. But anyway, yes, we have some heist rules that we'll be using to make the heist a bit snappier, you know. Anyway, I'm Chris. I play everything. And apart from these five, let's start with Nick. Who are you playing? And who are you?
Hello, I'm Nick. Him. I am playing Nevatash Vakri, who is a bard of the College of Spirits, Kalashtar. And for those of you who've been around for a little bit, you might recognize him. He's been here before, or well, not here before, but he's done a heist. He gets the gist.
Do we count the last one as a heist?
Nev does. Exactly. Nev and Az are very, very much happy with how that worked out. Well, I am anyway.
Because it was billed as a train heist. I remembered it was lots of conversations on a train.
We stole the thing and we left it on fire.
Yep. That's true. You left the train on fire, which is, for train heists, pretty good going. I agree. Em, you were also there as your character. Would you like to reveal who that is? And please do the accent now to spare people hearing it for the first time when they're trying to focus on the story.
Oh, no, but I am not ready.
Oh, God.
It's gone Italian.
I apologise to all, I guess, French people, but anyone who's from mainland Europe.
Hang on. As time passes by...
Jamaica as well.
a little bit of Welsh.
This is the end of the comments about the accent, otherwise I will not be able to do it for the rest of the episode. Who uses any pronoun?
We're not commenting.
You've set me off now. As is a Kenku, also bard of the College of Glamour. As is a tiny little bird wearing very tight trousers and a very cute leather jacket and a beret.
So French. Yeah. Good. Right. Thank you very much, Em. And now we have our new characters, all of whom are perfectly normal and not strange or bizarre in any way, shape or form. Tom, would you like to introduce your character?
Yeg! And that's it. Hello. I saw it coming. You're digging me in the hole. Hello, this is Yeg. Yeg is a kobold gloomstalker. Just says Yeg. Lives in the shadows. Perfectly normal, as stated. Sweetest little boy. Maybe we'll get a picnic one day. We'll see. Just, yeah.
Is there any reason why Yeg can only say the word Yeg?
Yes.
You should have said Yeg.
Yeg.
Great. Gee, I'm sure you'll make this much more sensible.
Sorry. I am playing Mon Ilkinch, who is a Hadozi, so small monkey. Medium monkey officially.
A medium monkey.
Mechanically.
Right.
And yeah, so Mon was launched into space from the civilization where she lived. Met a god, was given a divine task, sent to Faerun, and sort of physically altered by the gods. So she's blue. Bits of her skin look kind of like quite plasticky, almost like she's still got lots of fur, but the bits of skin that can be seen are like odd and yeah. And yeah, she now just helps out with, well, just sort of cuts around and tries to fulfill her divine purpose.
Okay. G, please tell me that your plastic blue monkey can at least talk.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. That's a step in the right direction. I can work with that. Right, cool. Lola, please round it off. I'm sure this will be perfectly normal and fine. Like a human ranger? Human fighter? No. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Sadly not. Sadly not. I mean, I'm Lola, pronouns they, them, and my character is Varun, who is a warforged barbarian artificer.
Sure.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell us more about... I'm sorry, you have to say the name again.
Varun.
Vern.
No. Varun. Varun. TS.
TS.
VARIN.
Sure, TSV. I mean, I know how to pronounce that selection of noises.
Barn.
He possibly wasn't a warforged before, in the before times, in, I don't know, some kind of past thing, but is now a warforged and is very big on kind of trying to figure out what they are. So did some experimenting, maybe change the alchemical compounds within their body that keeps him going, and is now a barbarian. But it did have some good effects, and it did kind of sort of have the intended effect. It's just sometimes when he gets a bit distressed, he gets a little uncontrollable.
So just to confirm, everyone, I want to make sure I've got this. A French Kenku bard.
Ah, oui.
A Kalashtar spirits bard.
Double bard party.
A kobold.
Yeg.
Only say the word yeg.
Yeg.
A blue plastic space monkey. Who's been sent by the gods to cause mischief? Did I hear that right?
Yes, like...
And a robot who may not be a robot, they can't remember, but in the meantime, they're going to keep smearing themselves with alchemical compounds and maybe turn more robotic.
Yeah.
It's the natural crew for a heist.
It's a natural Christmas story as well. You know?
Hey everyone, here's a word from our sponsors while I go and cry. Thank you.
We are delighted to be sponsored by HeroForge. HeroForge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. HeroForge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time, and beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of the collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully created menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We are proud to be sponsored by Alchemy RPG. Reimagine your gaming experience with Alchemy. They're focused on creating immersive, cinematic experiences everywhere you interact with tabletop role-playing games. You could be playing a game, creating a world, streaming, watching live games, discovering new content. Look at all the cool stuff that they are doing there. You can use environmental motion art, scene-based music, seamless character management to run your games over the internet, with upcoming features including homebrew content, streaming overlays, and spectator mode. So go and check out alchemyrpg.com.
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop exclamation code into chat for a free Electrum chest.
We're delighted to be supported by Neverwinter. In Neverwinter, explore and defend one of the most beautiful cities from Dungeons & Dragons' Forgotten Realms campaign setting as it rises from the ashes of destruction. Epic stories, action combat, and classic role-playing await those heroes courageous enough to enter the fantastic world of Neverwinter. Neverwinter is completely free to play, so set yourself up an account today and pop !NW gift into chat for a link to a free gift.
Check out our supporters at D&D Beyond, your guide to digital D&D. Make character sheets online, share them in a campaign, and track all of those tasty little stats in one easy place. You can use the Beyond app to track your characters on the go. You can also use their encounter tracker and archive monsters to run any smooth combat thing. You know what I'm saying? You're a DM, you've done this before. You know D&D Beyond is the place to go. You can also check out our character sheets and ! characters in Twitch chat below.
Check out our wonderful supporters, Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming-themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and scroll and codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com.
This stream will run for 3 hours, and there will be a roughly 5 to 10 minute break somewhere near the middle. We run shows on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Greenwich Meridian / British Summertime, which is 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. in mainland Europe, and 2 a.m. Tuesday morning in Japan and parts of Australia. On Mondays and Tuesdays, we run TTRPG streams for 3 hours. And on Fridays, we run our talk show, Talk Together, for 1 hour. Our TTRPG streams can be one-shots, 4, 6, 8, or 12 weeks long. You can always find our latest schedule at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg/schedule.
We are Roll Together RPG on all socials, so find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and even TikTok. Links in chat.
Thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. You can find a link in chat. Help us make our shows from just £1, $1, or $1 gold piece, and unlock more tiers by joining. Our D20 Club are fab. They've created a fan Discord for us. They've also made a wiki page for Roll Together. You can find that at rolltogether.fandom.com.
Welcome to our podcast listeners. If you also would like to listen to us via podcast, you can search for Roll Together RPG on your favourite podcast provider. If we're not there, let us know and we will add ourselves to that list.
Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans and GNC positive, and we encourage and champion trans and GNC players and characters in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own, and while we aim to avoid misgendering, we do acknowledge it does sometimes happen, and have a company policy in place for correction should the need arise. If we miss an instance of misgendering, we're open to being corrected, so please do just let us know. Drop a message into chat, send us an email at rolltogetherrpg@gmail.com. You can also pop !safety into chat for our content warnings, as well as a link to the TTRPG safety toolkit, which we use as part of play. We do edit a little bit, so you probably won't see pause cards and stuff like that, but behind the scenes, we are playing safe, and you should too. Anyway, it's heist time. Roll that intro. And welcome back. So, let's begin the heist. The five of you, for reasons best known to your employer and their cockamamie schemes, have been hired to procure the gem of Wintershield, also known as the Diamond of Wintershield. It is a large gem, roughly the size of a fist, and it glows with an internal light, some kind of magic, one can only presume, but it has not been tested or checked to any great detail. It is simply regarded as a beautiful object. The Diamond of Wintershield, as named, used to be in part of the collection of a very old elf who lived in Waterdeep, who was some sort of mysterious old figure that no one knew a huge amount about. Anyway, they're dead. And their entire... What's the word for it? Think when you die. Estate. Their entire estate is being presented and sold through Hezevan's Living Memories. Hezevan's Living Memories is an auction house, high-end boutique. Hezevan himself is a procurer of artifacts and items and likes to show them off to the rich and well-to-do of Waterdeep, and also sell items on, making a tidy profit in the process, of course. Hezevan's is part museum, part auction house, and part boutique. It is tucked away in one of the manor houses in the, what's it called? There's a word for the district in Waterdeep where all the mansion houses are. North End? Something like that. It's high up, it's pretty, you can see it on a hill. Anyway, up there, Hezevan maintains this space, and the Gem of Wintershield, as it is called so because it glowed more brightly in the winter months, especially around Wintershield, which is the longest night, and ergo it is now being presented over the course of the longest night, as tonight there will also be an auction for it and the rest of the items from the estate of the ancient elf who died recently. And you've been...
the North Ward.
North Ward, there it is, thank you. And you've been hired to steal it. After all, on a certain level, the gem and the diamond itself, it could be bought by anybody, except that Hezevan has a certain policy when it comes to, those of a less moneyed disposition. If you aren't from a noble family, you're not really allowed in. So maybe there are some groups who feel a bit like they're being left out. Maybe there are groups who feel like they should have their own right to be involved in the purchase. You don't really know. All you know is that your handler, a humanoid squirrel called Corvo the Fink, has invited you all to a basement in the dock ward to sit you all down, talk you through the plans, and try and work out the best way for you to procure this gem. You are sat in a couldn't be more stereotypical basement with a wooden table and chairs, all very rickety. There's maps on the table, all sorts of information on papers, that sort of thing. And the five of you are sat around with Corvo, who is, I say standing, we're probably standing on a chair. Corvo's quite short, and is sort of leaning over the table looking at you all. So, yeah. Pretty simple. Gem itself, currently on display on the ground floor with all of the other knickknacks, objobs, Bob's your uncle. Yeah? Yeah, good. It's guarded. They've got a new security force in there, but it's basically there, visible to the public. I say public, the right kind of public, you know what I mean? And then this evening at 6 o'clock, there will be an auction of the item. It gets taken up to the auction room. There's a back room there, very safe, very secure, but it's out of, there's no guards in there, so that might be a good time to nab it too if you wanted to. And then it goes on stage, gets auctioned off, sold to the highest bidder, taken away. Once it's gone, it's gone. Don't know where it's going to go. If you wanted to chase after it, that's your prerogative. I don't mind, but bring the gem back and it's 1,250 gold each. Pretty tidy sum. And anything else you want to grab while you're there, I don't need to know. I know more, but you want to ask me questions? Go right ahead.
Why do you not just tell us what you know?
Well, I know quite a lot of things.
You could just tell us all of it. We have time.
I mean, we don't. We have a strict 3-hour streaming limit, but I'll tell you what.
Will you just tell us the important bits?
I'll try and tell you the bits that I think are the most important.
Yes, that seems sensible.
I'm rolling an intelligence check for Corvo.
I do not know why we did not come to this conclusion in the first place.
I think that's everything you need to know. I know some other stuff, but it might not be that pertinent. I don't know. It's tough to know, you know?
if we're stealing this for you, who's the buyer again that we're taking this for?
Well, I didn't tell you, did I?
No. Well,
right.
There we
Then
go.
I did
There's a
my
bit of
job very
information.
well, didn't I?
Great. All right. Well, in that case, I get the point. Not everybody gets invited. But if you're not getting invited and you don't have the money to, I'm assuming we don't have the money to cover it because we could just go in and take the money and put in an offer for you or the buyer.
It's probably going to go for tens of thousands.
All right then.
We're getting a significant 5-finger discount.
Got you.
You have a catalogue of what was in the estate?
Yeah, there's a catalogue for the whole thing. I wasn't sent one, but I can try and procure one for you if you like.
That could be important.
Rolling again. All right, I've got like bits. You want bits? Is bits useful?
Bits is better than nothing.
Yeah, there's probably some all sorts of useful things in there.
What you find out from the pieces of catalogue that Corvo could get together, there's not a lot of like magical objects and that sort of thing. It's mostly objets d'art, paintings, sculptures, etc. Quite a lot of gemstones of various varieties. Quite a few of them appear to have some kind of magical properties, but most just to look pretty or were once part of some other diadem crown or something similar.
Is there sorry, I don't actually need to do this. Is there a picture of the object that we're stealing?
Yes.
Okay, I will note that.
Yep, you can all see a picture of the thing you're supposed to be stealing. It has it's a very classically cut diamond shape, like the I don't know jewelry terms. The cuts around the outside going to a point at the bottom, and it glows.
Is there perhaps more information on the security systems and the guards and the magical enhancements and ways that we could avoid
That
them?
would be useful, wouldn't it? Shame I rolled a 3 when you asked. Right, so they've hired extra planar security. I know they seem to have some kind of worry about extra planar incursion or something like that. They're called the Rocks. It's an RHOX. They're a security company. They work all over. A bunch of humanoid rhinos.
Oh.
Big, tough.
He probably enjoys a
Stupid?
Well,
Are they stupid? Big, tough, and stupid, or big, tough, and smart?
Well, I assume that most of the like day-to-day ones aren't the brightest, but there's one of them who's in charge who you'll be able to tell because most of them tend to wear big, bulky armor stuff, but this one likes like nice, clean-cut suits.
Like a business rhino. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, like a business rhino. Like that's a thing.
Is in one's world.
Are there magical traps, alarms, how you say, the thing that makes the noise?
I mean, I presume there's magical alarms. Yeah, it's a high-end place. Probably some kind of mundane traps as well, if I'm honest. We don't have full information on the outline of that. I got blueprints of the building. Like, you can see these rooms, you can see where everything is, but I ain't got... Like,
yeah, give us a look at that.
I don't know why we send you onesies, reckies. You are no use.
It's not my job. My job's to get people like you to do it.
Why are we not doing it?
Because tonight's the night of the auction. We ain't got time.
How do you propose that we enter?
Well,
they got an entertainment section or something. Is it a big deal this evening?
Oh, we could sing.
There is a stage and there are people performing. I can't like procure you some kind of entertainment license. Maybe you can sweet talk your way in. How about that?
Oh, sweet talking is what I do best.
It's our specialty.
Great.
Are we to procure our own getaway vehicle? Or is that...
Oh, I see. The nice thing about Waterdeep is that as long as you get out of the building and jump into some side alleys, you can pretty much skiddle your way through and you'll be fine. No one will know any better.
Can I make it? Like, how much do I know that is true?
Roll me... do you want to insight Corvo, or do you want to roll a history check for how well you know Waterdeep? I'd allow either.
Okay. You know what? Let's make it a history check.
Really high-end artificer, are you sure?
Have you never skiddled down an alley before?
Well, that is. I mean, it says it's a natural 20, but that looks like. Oh no, it's a gold coin. It's not a mimic. It's a 26.
I might have those dice too. Yes. Waterdeep is quite easy to get lost in and quite easy to escape into because it is a surprisingly large city. There are griffin guards that patrol, but flying things struggle to notice back alleys, streets, sewers. Getting into the sewers is not difficult at all. Escape would not be tricky. The problem is less about trying to get away, it's getting the item itself.
This time we are not going through the sewers. I refuse.
I mean, if you're lucky, you'll be able to impress the guards and walk in and pretend you're nobility.
I'm not entering through the sewers.
No, you could walk in the front door and be persuasive. Look, I didn't hire you lot because you're famous for your sneaking prowess, apart from that one. Yeah. Most of you are much more renowned as being good at conversationalists, able to sneak into high-class events and cause utter fucking chaos, points at the monkey. So that was my assumption anyway.
I think the chaos could be quite useful, Mon. Perhaps you do the chaos while we do the heist.
Oh yeah, I'm good at distractions.
Great.
I may charm some.
Great.
People. We'll see.
Right, good. Anything else you want to know? Well, don't worry. You can always flash back to this moment later while we're doing the actual heist, and then we can talk through other thoughts you had at that point in time. How's that sound?
Great. I look forward to that moment of conversation.
So, where would you like to start? Because you can enter the North Ward easily enough. You just walk in. Walking up to the manor, no problem at all. There will be guards at the front door that you could all walk up. This manor is well protected. The security force are everywhere. I will also point out to you all, slightly out of game, just to make sure you're all on the same page, these security guards are big and hench and could probably take you on in a one-on-one. So getting into fights by yourself is a bad idea.
No.
Cool.
Do either Az or Nevi know the person who would be procuring entertainment for the North Ward, for parties in the North Ward?
Interesting. Neither of you are local.
I mean, we never defined where Az is from. Az is from everywhere and anywhere.
Well, that sounds like a cop-out to me, but okay.
I wasn't anticipating playing this character ever again, which is why it hasn't.
All right. I will allow you both, and you can do this as a roll giving the other one advantage. That's fine by me. Or individual.
Performance, please. It's to do.
Performance doesn't make any sense.
It's to do performance.
No, it's just a charisma check. It's just a charisma check with no added thing on top of that, and the DC is lower because of that. Yes, you can either roll by yourselves, you can roll together. I don't mind, to see how well you would have integrated into the seedy underbelly of Waterdeep.
I assume you've got a 20 as well.
In charisma?
Yeah.
I don't actually. I'm 18, so you roll, and I'm helping you.
So you did it together. This wasn't an individual effort. You both together. When you arrived with one of the bits of the Orrery of the Wanderer that presumably went with one of the other teammates.
Oh yes, yeah. I think we left that with Alora.
Yeah.
Good.
16.
16. You have some knowledge of how entertainment is procured in the North Ward for parties. You probably even know the person to speak to who would have been asked to organise entertainment. Do you want to pay this person off, bribe them? Do you want to charm them? What do you want to do?
Well, we could start with the charm and see if we need to pay.
Okay.
Always.
I forgot to... I got distracted by something, I guess. I had a look at the blueprints of the building.
Yes.
What did I discover?
Can we deal with the performers and how they're going to cheat their way in before we get to that? But
yes.
There's loads, don't worry.
What is this person's name?
Selvi is a rather old person. They've got a certain look of the madam about them, but they also are quite hard as nails. They tend to organise all of these things. They get, much like Corvo's a fixer for criminals, they're a fixer for parties. So they will get asked, can I have 4 singers over here? Can I have 2 dancers over there? And they'll arrange all of it. Kind of an agent or manager. Hello?
Oh, Selfie.
Yes, we've met, and you, Nevi.
Nevi and I are in a bit of a tight spot, and we could do with some work this evening.
Oh.
To fund some things.
I don't need to know about your extracurricular activities, don't worry. No, mum's the word. Mum's indeed the word. So I've got a couple of parties, list parties, none of them the ones you want. Got a couple of home events, if that's your speed.
Maybe not this evening for a home event.
Right.
Unless they're paying more.
They always pay more for, personal attention.
Right. Anything in the North Ward?
Oh, we're going high class, are we? Not really your two style.
We have been practicing, and we bought different outfits.
Can I see them?
Very fancy now.
Yes.
Please.
Put on.
What is your fancy outfit?
It's a tuxedo. It's a green tuxedo.
Is it
it's velvet.
It's a velvet green tuxedo.
Yeah, with like a little tie.
So like a pool table.
No. I look like I'm wearing a green velvet tuxedo.
As would a pool table, yes.
I think you'll find pool tables are carpeted in baize.
Sure, baize and velvet, that's a world of difference.
It's not bright green, it's like foresty green.
So it's a classy pool table. Okay, right. Yeah.
What's Nevi wearing?
Roll me a performance check for how good that suit is.
Oh boy. Don't fail me now, dice.
Nevi will be in a waistcoat, shirt, tie, red. These are going to all be red. So that we're red and green in your typical Wintershield kind of colours.
Of you, yes.
Exactly.
Also, it looks like you're playing pool. You're wearing
I look like I'm playing pool. I'm in the full.
This is the scene we agreed on. It's 24 for me.
Oh, well, you're pulling it off.
I know. I'm a tiny black bird in a green velvet suit.
Which surprisingly it probably looks like you're sort of perched on like a green field. It's quite a nice look. Nevi, performance check. Let's see how well you're pulling off your
performance check. It is.
Sorry, what was that?
No, I'm just like the way you say that it looks like Az is a little bird perched on a green field. I'm like, how is this bird now wearing this tux? Like
very stylishly. For 24, yes.
24. Yeah. I can't argue with the dice loader. It was a 24.
No, I know.
It's like a bird's head sitting on a field. It's even weirder.
You might be pulling that off. However, Nevi has clearly pulled this out of some godforsaken shop nowhere. That was an 8.
Nevi, actually, no, scrap that. Nick, are you aware of Buddy the Elf?
Yes.
You see, I will be doing the singing, and Nevi will be wandering around doing the table magic.
The comic relief, I assume, from the outfit.
Nevi is excellent at both comedy and table magic.
So like clowning, pratfalls, that sort of thing?
No, like, pick a card, any card, which card.
And then he gets it wrong, and it's all funny because he looks like a fool.
Well, occasionally, yes.
It has been. Yeah, it's a part of the act, sure.
Great. Oh, you're certainly pulling that off with the look, I'll tell you. Like a bird. It's marvellous.
That's exactly what I went for. I'm so glad this is working.
That's great. Absolutely. Look, I've got an event. I don't think it would usually be your speed, but as you look so fantastic and... Well, Nevi's here. So this is... It has to be classy, okay? This is quite an important client.
I will only do the Frank Sinatra.
Who? We're in Waterdeep.
Frank Sinatra. Who knows, the elf. He dances.
Sinatra, the elf who dances? Right, Cannon.
He has a friend called Ginger.
That's
Also
not Frank
dances.
Sinatra.
That's Fred Astaire.
No, but it is Frank Sinatra, the elf,
Yes.
that dances.
And has no connection to the local mobs. None.
Frank Sinatra's old blue eyes who sings croon songs. Them. That's not Fred Astaire. Those are not the same people.
No, the other one is Canon.
Yep,
Okay.
Frank Sinatra does it.
I do apologise. I can only say the names I know. You know. So it's for dancers.
Sure. I'm sure that will go down marvellously. Now, it's a classy event, and I need to make sure that I present the right people. So, I need you to be, bless you, on your best behaviour.
Oh, always.
And not cause any kind of fuss, otherwise we're going to have trouble.
How does you feel about the flirting?
The what?
The flirting. So expect the flirting, right?
Oh, yes, that kind of event, absolutely, yes.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yes.
That is the only trouble that we will cause.
Okay, because if I hear you've caused any other trouble, then there's going to be a problem for me.
We would never.
Okay. All right, well, I'm just saying, if it goes wrong, you may not find work in this town anymore.
That would be terrible. We love Waterdeep.
Yes.
Good, well then we're in agreement. Do your best work, or I was going to do the throat-cutting gesture, but he was a little violent at this point in time. I don't know why that came to me.
Oh gosh. That is rather extreme.
It is, isn't it? I don't know where it came from.
I hope we will not die.
No.
Sylvie, you've gotten so dark.
I know, it's been a week.
I imagine it was more of a "you're dead to me."
Kind of, yeah. I don't know where my brain went, but you're right, Lola, it probably was.
Depends who you upset. Some people like you sang a bad song, so yeah.
So the two entertainers have found a way in as entertainers, and they are being hired for the night, so you will be allowed in as part of things, so you'll be there.
And we're getting paid twice.
If you procure the diamond, and that doesn't mean that you lose favour with Selvi as well, but you've really...
I have the plan for this, Nevi. We do not touch this diamond. We get Yeg too.
I see. Very well done. Yes, this will go very smoothly.
Great. Mon, you want to look at the blueprints?
Yes.
Yeg, Svarin, are you looking over Mon's shoulder?
Yeah.
Cool.
Right.
In which case, G, let's have an investigation with advantage, or you could pass that to one of the others if their investigation score is higher.
Mine's a +3, so...
Same.
+6.
You're welcome to give advantage, so all three of you are working together. That's fine.
So I roll? Oh,
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
With advantage.
Advantage.
Advantage. It is catching. Now we all do it.
Oh no.
No.
It was not a good advantage.
What was it?
It is a 15.
That's fine. Looking through the blueprints, quite a simple structure in many ways. The ground floor is largely open plan, and there are many plinths and places for objets to be observed and looked at, with plinths in front of them with little bits that say how much things are worth, what the lot number is, all that sort of thing, like an auction house. On the ground floor, you also see there's plenty of plans in place for like a kitchenette, backspace. There'll clearly be people walking around dressed as waiters and house livery servants who will be able to help out and can provide food and drink for the people who are there. So that's the ground floor. The floor above is very different. There's a large two-story, it looks like, room, which appears to be some kind of auction house with box seats around the side, but like a sort of small upstairs theatre. Behind the stage, there is a warren of what looks like corridors, rooms coming off them. A lot of rooms with markings around the edges that look like magic or some kind of warding or shielding, presumably where they keep a lot of the objects when they're not on display. There's also, because it's such a warren, lots and lots and lots of little doors, nooks and crannies, places you could hide, places you could sneak in, potentially, that would be one floor up, so it might be quite hard to get to.
Can I not make a note? I guess I want to try and memorize as many of those as I can.
Roll me an intelligence check. Lower DC because it's not a skill. It is a skill check, but it's not a named skill.
That is a 22.
Wow. Yeah. You know it by heart.
Cool.
Yeg, Svarin, anything you want to do with this information? Or are you also going to try and glom onto being part of the entertainment?
I think perhaps that it is in my best interest to follow. I've forgotten. As Azrael? As time passes by. As time passes by, and use my skills with disguise to make up, perhaps. Entourage?
Entourage to the two musicians. Interesting. Do you want an entourage? Velvet-suited Crow and Buddy the Christmas Elf?
The entourage is fine. However, Yeg, you cannot enter with us because we're going to use you as our scapegoat, okay?
Yeg?
That sounds like a good idea. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's plenty of places that I can just like crawl in and around here. That I can get in and cause some havoc and make a distraction.
Yeah, are you also planning on sneaking in through the various nooks and crannies on the second floor?
If I can find a vent to crawl. Vents are always very spacious and easy to crawl through. Yeah, why not?
It's amazing how many vents this, I mean, let's face it, just about post-Renaissance manor house has, but it does seem to have quite a few vents.
I'm also preparing some rope to sort of lower myself down. It's going to be very exciting.
Just make sure you're not using a gun. No, I can't do Die Hard. I'm doing Die Hard later this month. Okay, right.
Except the gun he has, and then just sadly puts it away.
No yippee-ki-yay.
No yippee-ki-yay was saying that.
I am too big to sneak through vents.
How are you going to dress yourself up, Svarin? How are you going to disguise yourself to go in with the entertainment?
I can give my housing some extra polish.
Okay. As Nevi, are you going to take Svarin in and say that Svarin's part of your act?
Perhaps.
No, I'm just here to do the makeup. I'm not actually going to get on stage.
We give you some large bags, and we say we cannot perform without this equipment. But as you can see, we are both quite weedy, so we require someone to carry the stuff, and also, to do makeup on the feathers. Very awkward.
Yes.
I mean, I need a little touch.
It's more of giving your feathers a coating to make them shine more.
Why have we not done this before?
Because you never asked.
I am now asking. Not now. Not now. We must be inside first. For all future performances.
So Svarin's your, entourage?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sure we can persuade the guards.
And the carrying of the things is good distraction for all of my equipment.
Also true.
I like it.
Cool.
Very good.
Then in which case I feel like
my glittery mic stand box and hand it to you. It's very light.
3 mic stand box it is. Okay.
I have good strength, so I can carry lots of things.
You're fine. You're clearly a big boy. That's totally fine. Good. Before you go, there is one last thing that Corvo will offer. Weapon, armor, utility. Pick one. Each.
See, I have no need for the weapon or the armor. I guess there's the utility.
Roll a d12M.
I can find a 12-sided dice.
I know it's not the most commonly used dice, but can we not pretend oh, d12? I never use a d12. It's just sat there being sad.
Rolls a 9. I mean, Lola might be using a d12 tonight.
5, 6,
Barbarians.
7, 8, 9. You are given a set of panpipes.
Oh, I shall. Maybe I should use these in my act.
You're welcome. You can have them for the job, but I'm going to need them back at the end.
Oh, that is disappointing. I thought you were giving us a gift.
No. I mean, if you want, I can take the $12.50 out of the cost of the pipes.
You mean the pipes cost more than $12.50?
Yeah.
Perhaps not.
Yeah.
We're quite skint.
These are pipes of the sewers.
Oh no.
While you are attuned to these pipes, ordinary rats and giant rats are indifferent towards you, will not attack you unless you threaten or harm them.
I do not want these.
The pipes have 3 charges. If you play the pipe as an action, you can use bonus action to expend 1 to 3 charges, calling forth 1 or more swarms of rats with each expended charge, provided that enough rats are within half a mile of you.
No, you may keep these.
I think... As I think Yeg would rather like them. Yeg's getting a bit excited.
Yeg pantomimes people like they're having a drink and then suddenly
yes. Okay.
Comes so close to blowing it and then it's like Yeg.
Tom, you can add it to your character sheet and do what you will.
Oh, I will.
I'm assuming that Yeg is proficient with wind instruments because you have to be to use the pipes.
What an interesting question for this.
He is now.
If you need to add proficiency with wind instruments, please do. You played the panpipes when you were a child. Good, right. In which case, well, Tom, do you want to choose for us?
I shall put up 3 claws for utility.
And roll D12 again.
It's going to be a bloody 9 again. It is an 8.
8.
Oh, 8.
You are handed a horn.
Yeg's overclaw starts doing grabbing.
No. We do not know what the horn does yet.
Like a bugler's horn.
Maybe we can make it part of the act.
Hey, sir, I wouldn't. I wouldn't blow on that unless you damn well mean to. It's a horn of blasting.
And what does the horn of blasting do?
When you blow on the horn, it emits a thunderous blast in a 30-foot cone that's audible 600 feet away. Each creature in the cone must make a con save. On a failed save, the creature takes 5d6 thunder damage and is deafened for a minute.
I do not want them to be deafened.
Creatures and objects made of glass or crystal have disadvantage on the saving throw and take 10d6 thunder damage instead of 5.
Yes, I suppose this could be useful as a backup. Getaway.
Each use of the horn's magic has a 20% chance of making it explode.
Oh, excellent. I have always enjoyed a horn that could potentially explode in my mouth.
Yeah. Add a horn of blasting to your character sheet, M.
Do you have anything that's not a musical instrument?
For some reason, I've got quite a lot of... No, I think those are the only 2. Oh, the irony.
Well,
you can have a weapon or armor if you want, and that to be one of this box of random geejaws I picked up over the years.
Give us a number 4.
All right. Number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's this lovely cape.
All right.
Well, it smells faintly of brimstone. You can cast Dimension Door with it once per day. When you disappear, you leave behind a cloud of smoke, and you appear in a similar cloud of smoke at your destination. You Nightcrawler, basically.
Oh, yeah, that's quite nice.
The smoke lightly obscures the space you left and the space you appear in.
You smell bad.
And you smell bad. But this way, it's not subtle. Cape of the Mountebank. It is absolutely not subtle.
Glad I'm not wearing that one.
So yeah, Mon clips it around her neck and kind of looks at it a bit. Mon doesn't wear other clothes, so it's just a blue monkey in a cape.
Classic.
Just a blue monkey in a cape.
Probably has a little bag across her shoulder, full of trinkets and stuff.
Blue monkey, no trousers. Okay, good. Nevi, Svarin. You can just have, literally, it's a +1 weapon of whatever kind you want. It doesn't have to be this box of random shit. It's up to you.
Slowly holds up the pipes.
It's interesting, I'll give you that. But I think if we're all going utility, this will become a certain thing. And I would have liked a weapon last time I was on the heist. So yeah, I'll take a weapon this time, please.
That's just a +1 weapon of whatever weapon you wield.
I'll grab probably a +1 wand then to do my magic casting.
Please do. If you look under Wand of the War Mage, I think it becomes a +1, and you can then.
Perfect.
Doodly
I'll
doo.
take that.
Fiddle away.
Thank you very much.
You are very welcome. Svarin?
I do believe that I would also like a utility item.
Right, roll me D12. There are some great ones left. And there are some really shit ones too.
Well, it's a 3.
Okay, roll me a d4.
Oh dear. It's a 3.
Corvo hands you a tiny pouch, but like a dice bag. Inside are 7 small black spheres measuring 3/4 of an inch in diameter and weighing an ounce. They are beads of force.
This is most useful.
Yeah, if you could just give me the bag back when you're done, and don't use them all because they cost an absolute fortune.
I might like to study these. And Varen kind of presses a panel on themselves, and it kind of like opens up a little bit, but it's more like bark peeling away, and then just tucks it in.
I don't know if I'm grossed out or like comfortable with this. I just don't know. It's on that border of I'm not sure.
What he means to say is, of course, we will try not to use all of them. However, if they do all get used up in the course of procuring the diamonds, that is, of course, part of doing business.
Yeah, I'm saying if you need them, use them. Just also, these things cost a pretty penny. And he puts away the bag with the blue alchemy jug corking out the end of it. Nah, just one. Can't trust you with more than one item.
How much would you say these cost?
Individually? Quite a lot. Yeah. I mean, you could probably have a couple of them for the cost of the gem.
I will ensure not to use them all.
I'm not sure if you're lying or not, but I don't really mind. Anyway, well, if you're all ready to go, I think it's time for you to go. Best of luck.
Au revoir.
Right, folks, the heist begins. So, Mon, you're going to sneak in.
Yes.
Climb up to the second floor.
Yes.
Sneak into the corridors behind the back of the auction bit and find somewhere good to chill and wait for the chaos to start, or just see what happens?
So, I kind of wanted to create a distraction as I was sneaking in. I'm guessing there's like bouncers around with people coming in, bouncers checking security, whatever.
At the front, yeah.
I would stealthily climb around them, and as somebody's going in, I want to use my what's it called? Mage hand something.
Oh, Leisure de Mans.
Leisure de Mans mage hand, which is invisible and can like pick people's pockets and stuff. So somebody that is just being searched by a bouncer, sure. I want to pick something out of their pocket and plant it on the bouncer.
Do you want to do that once your fellows have entered? Do you want to do it before they enter? What's the setup?
Like if they're there and it helps them enter, yeah, that would be handy.
Cool. Roll me d20.
10.
Cool. As Nevi, you and Svarin, you're with them. You know to hang on to Mon until the point when you need Mon to do something. So if you're all approaching together, you're like, Mon, wait here for 5 minutes, then do your thing. You can do that. You can kind of direct Mon's chaos a little bit for now.
Please let us enter before you cause the commotion.
Cool. There we go. Yeg?
Scrambling up the outside of the building. I'm going through the vents.
What are you looking for? Are you looking for someone to hide for a good opportunity to steal things when the items get taken from the shop floor onto the auction floor? What are you looking for?
That sounds pretty much just scoop things up and take it, and then...
So you're looking to hide in the room where it'll happen? The room where it
happens. My God, in God we trust. Yes. Absolutely. I've got to be in the room where it happens.
You've got to be in the room where it happens.
Yeah. I will also cast Pass Without Trace and then try and... I am the shadows. Gloomstalker. Ooh.
Do you want to sort of sneak in quite a bit earlier than everyone else to like make sure that you are there before anything goes like seriously down?
If everyone was going to have like a pre-heist dinner, I've missed it. I wasn't invited. I'm hiding in a box with my little kobold eyes peeking out and then ducking down. Yeah.
To be fair, you are the world's worst conversationalist, so that does make a lot of sense.
So how's the weather? Yeg.
Cool. Then, well, Tom, you've crossed off the spell slot. You've cast past that trace. Yeg. And can you please roll me a stealth check first? Cool. Let's get this show on the road.
You can hear the heist music kicking in.
Dun, 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 dun.
And that is rolling. Come on, plus 10. Okay, so that is 21.
Nice. The manor house itself does have other buildings around it, so you can do some cool rope acrobatic shit to climb up onto a roof and swing down, or you could be making your way around at ground level and climbing up. Talk to me. How would you like this? What is the visual you are looking for here? Are you Batman?
I am Batman. Oh my god, I'll be busted. Yes. So, but also we're doing Catherine Zeta-Jones in that one film where it's like, why is she doing acrobatic?
Entrapment.
Yeah, entrapment. I'm entrapped, which is weird for like a 2-foot kobold. It is very sexy.
Okay, so to get around, do you want to be coming in from the top down or bottom up?
Top down.
Cool. As you move across the roofs, silent, like a bat, you make your way across various rooftops and you can leap. There's a gap of about 10 feet. Damn it, Lola. Before you do anything, Lola has requested that you roll for sexy. It's a charisma roll, please.
Fine, I'll roll a flat roll for my charisma, but I'll have you know that I am a very, Oh, it rolled over the nat one. It's a flat 13.
Okay, like it's not the sexiest thing anyone's ever done, but it's also not unsexy.
None of you are kobolds. hey, editor kobolds. Very sexy, right?
I mean, you'll have to ask them.
And I am.
All right, so it's about a 10-foot jump to get from your roof onto the roof of the building that you are looking to enter. That would be an athletics check for you because you are small. So roll me an athletics check to leap across.
Oh no, a 9.
Do you want to have prepped something, or do you want to?
Yes.
Cool, you've got one. Everybody gets one. So please, just the one.
Can I also? Oh no, that's my walking speed. I was going to say, can I Zephyr Strike to give myself like a boost to get?
Oh, yeah, because it makes you fast like the wind. Yeah. If you want to burn the spell slot to make this happen, Tom, I'm happy for that to be what happens.
I don't want to get squished on the Waterdeep streets. Because everyone else would be like, where's Yeg? Why is that not happening as I'm lying twitching underneath a cart? Yes, I burn the spell slot.
I got real dark all of a sudden. Okay.
Hey, it's me! Surprise!
So you run, and as you do, you whisper a couple of words, and you suddenly move, and you leap beautifully across and land on the rooftop. What is your passive perception?
Why were you? Why? Just land next to someone like, Yeg. Passive perception is a 12.
You think you see a figure on the far side of the rooftop on the other side of the building, about 60 feet away from you. It is relatively dark. Night is falling.
I scuttle down into the shadows. I'm like,
Do you want to make an active perception check?
Yes.
Go for it.
A very quiet Yeg.
As I said, why, when you at least can say one word, would you talk to yourself? I have one word, so I'm going to say it repeatedly to myself for no reason. Yeah.
I've also got a bunch of panpipes, which are going to summon some rats. So I look forward to that stealthy moment. It's 11.
Yeah, you think you see a figure on the far side of the roof, but you can't be sure. It might just be a weather vane.
Wouldn't be the first time I've made that mistake. Are they near to where I think I need to sneak in.
For you to sneak in now, you need to rappel down off the roof, which is where it gets sexy. So you could rappel here. Either way, you're going to find entrance, and you looked at it. There's plenty of vents for you to climb in. That's not a problem. But there might be someone over on the far side of the roof. Maybe they've seen you.
I lie flat down on my tummy in the shadows and just wait. Do they move?
How long do you wait for?
30 seconds.
Can you still see where this person might be?
I hope so. I'm small, but I'm not that. I'm still.
You're not ducking behind something. You're just flattening yourself.
Oh no! Let's say that I combat roll behind. I don't even know, a chimney.
Yeah. If you combat roll behind a chimney, you can't see where you think this thing is.
I peek my head out of the shadows,
and where you thought there was a shape, there is now no longer a shape.
Yag. I'm like, this is bad news bears, but I'm going to continue with the mission for my best friends who would never betray me or sail me down the river. Yeah.
Cool. I assume that you're attaching your rope to this chimney that you are.
I am, yes.
Cool. Would you like to rappel down the side of the building?
Absolutely.
I would allow athletics or acrobatics. I don't mind which.
Ooh, let's go acrobatics.
Sexy.
Cool.
Yeah.
The sexiest of all the rolls.
Absolutely.
$18.
You do that lovely.
Some people would say intelligence is the sexiest of the role.
Well, they haven't seen me twist in midair dangling from a rope.
He does that thing that the rope artists do where it's wrapped around one foot and there's a leg splayed, and it's very sexy. It's also very sneaky somehow, but there you go. As he sort of goes down, and you can swing yourself across to one of these vents that you have placed in this building and very easily make your way inside the cooling system, if that is what you wish to do.
I'm in.
You do. You combat roll in, and you are inside the building. You've rolled your way inside, and you think no one's noticed you, or have they? Good. Front door crew. There are two of these. You've probably never seen rocks before because they are extra planar and don't spend much time on the material. They are large rhino people. They're a good head taller than the tallest of you, which is probably Tzvarin. And they are wearing rather lovely leather armor that looks quite tight, like it's sort of sculpted onto them, almost like it's living. And it sort of slickly sits on them as they pat people down by the door. They are a bit rough, even with people who look like they look too important to be rough-handled. There are two of them by the door just doing that. There were another two by the front gate that gestured you in once they found out you were the people who were supposed to be of entertainment. That's fine. But they're all there.
Bonjour, bonne nuit. We are the entertainment. Would you like us to come in here, or is it a different door?
Well, this is fun.
Oui.
Can you, arms out?
Yes, just be careful with the suit. I have to impress.
Okay. You get patted down. Are you hiding anything on your person?
Perhaps the horn of blasting, but it is a horn.
What's this?
That is my bugle. Would you like me to play it?
Yeah.
I will plug some notes on the bugle.
If you play the bugle...
No, that's not true. You have to say the activation word.
All right.
While playing the bugle. Fish.
What do you say? Okay, let's clarify this now. Do you have to shout the activation word through the bugle, or do you say, like, bugle on?
Look, let's be realistic. I'm not using this damn thing, but, it's here now.
Oh, you could break all the windows. Okay, right. What do you play on the bugle?
It asks me to name a song at short notice.
Like, is it like a fanfare? Is it?
It's like an Andrew Sisters riff.
I don't know what that is. Cute. Roll me a performance check.
18.
Right. He'll look to the person next to him who will look at you.
I have my war gong as well in the packing. I could show you if you'd like.
You what now?
It's a war gong. It is excellent. In the middle of the song, you just pause and go whooshum boom.
Whooshum boom. Okay.
You wait. You'll hear it.
What? Your horn's magical.
No.
Yeah.
My goodness. Maybe that is why I play so well.
Might be. Well, I don't know. Do you know anything about music? No. Yeah, so, I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, this is news. How exciting.
Would you be all right with us showing it to our superior? See if it's a problem.
Oh, yes, of course. Please. I cannot imagine it would be a problem.
All right, thank you very much. And they will hold out like what looks like a case for you to put the bugle into it.
Here it is.
Get snapped shut. You see there's a pile of these cases on one side. They're clearly like contraband to be checked. All right.
I will have it back before my act, so. Yes?
Yeah. If it's all fine, then you'll get it back. No problem.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
I hope it is. I was not aware.
Roll a deception check.
20 non-natural.
I'm sure these things happen. Maybe it's just something to make you sound good. Who are we to say? Yeah. Anyway, move on through. Looks at Nevi. There's a slight raised eyebrow at the look, and then how can you
I see you're eyeing the wonderful attire. Yes, of course, by all means. Please go ahead.
Yeah, happy Wintershield to you. Pat down your outfit. Nevi, do you have anything on your person?
I would have my
wand of the War Mage, for example.
That would be in the casing that I have given to Svaren.
Good luck. Okay.
At least for the moment.
Sure.
Anyway, and then other than that, though, I will have a pack of Taroka cards. Just a bog standard set of Taroka.
They're not magical in any way.
They're not magical in any way whatsoever.
Cool.
They're just my sort of spirit bard storytelling device that I have on me.
They'll pat you down. Quick scan over with the detect magic. Right. Everything seems to be in order. You're with the performance, right?
Yes. Well, all part of the entertainment, of course.
Great. One of them will lean in, and because they're so tall, it's like a proper leaning over the top. All right. There's one of us inside. Wears dark glasses and a nice suit. Make sure you talk to him. I want to see the captain's face when he sees you.
Right. Okay.
Just for me.
Sure.
And maybe wait till we come in.
Okay. So you want me to wait till you come in to talk to your captain?
Yeah.
Right.
He fucking hates clowns. Yeah. The one next to him.
Okay. Sure. Thank you.
They'll give you like a clap on the shoulder, like a nice one, mate. Like.
Once we get past them, we'll look at us and be like, what is going on?
Oh dear.
I got this tailored. I paid good money for this. What is happening?
From a clown tailor?
I was informed. This was somebody I've clearly wronged.
I didn't realize you had it tailored. I thought you'd just picked it up.
You're agreeing with them now? This is a very... Well, it's not that expensive. That might be the problem.
I'm stuck on a clown tailor. There's a tailor in a shop dressed like a clown. Going.
You have the shoes with the pointy curled up toes. I mean, it's great costume.
Look, they're all the fashion in certain places. Look, I've been around a bit, and in certain cultures, this is a very, very fashionable footwear. Beginning to see that it's probably not the wisest one for right now, but never mind. Okay, look, can we just get moving?
We can go shopping later. Maybe we should help Zvaren through the if some talking requires.
Yes, good point. Okay, sure.
Right. While Nevi's wounded pride takes a second, Svaren, You walk up to the two guards. They look you up and down and copious bags.
Yes, but the bags are like garment bags and like maybe one box that's like a... Wait, you gave me a box, didn't you? As time passes by, gave me a box. And also there's a hat box and stuff. But yeah, none of these are magical. I don't say that to them, sorry, but I'm just saying. Yeah.
What do you say to them as you walk up? So they're going to look you up and down with like a... Who are you?
I am here to help these two, just to ensure that they are prepared, and if outfit change is required,
right,
then...
You're like the gopher.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Sorry, that's our entourage. It carries all our stuff for us. We're not as, well, strapping as you, obviously.
Zarin is not wearing anything. They're just very polished.
Right. I'm going to have to go through those bags. Hope you don't mind. Is that all right? Looks back at the you two who are sort of standing to one side.
Be careful with the mic stand. It is very precious.
All right.
It's a glittery one.
Okay. Nick, where has Nevi absconded to the wand of the Warm Edge?
Oh.
If you gave it to me, it would have gone in another compartment, very like the Beads of Force.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so there's nothing magical in the bags at all. It's just odds and sods. Is it like odds and sods, performance odds and sods, or is it like other random stuff?
Yeah,
Definitely could have come up with before.
And like in the hat box, there's like a little hat, but there's also some little bottles of, and they're just like sprays and like for freshening up.
Lola, I get the sense that you're trying to hide our chemical supplies from me. Is that correct?
No, those would be on me.
I will allow some kind of clever roll to have packed this in a way that makes it look unobtrusive. I will allow you to have worked your magic, if you will. You're welcome to tell me what you'd like to roll and how you'd like to roll it. That's all perfectly fine, but a roll will be required.
Is there some way I can roll athletics? No.
I don't see how, but if you can convince me, I'm always open to being convinced.
I mean, it's like clever packing, isn't it?
Yeah, clever packing. I would probably have also used like some of the elements of my designs kit and forging kit to just add a little bit of flourishes that are like, oh, this is like hairspray and pomade and shit on it.
It's all for Nevi.
It is. I have a lot of things.
Is this a lot of money to look that cheap?
Is this an active role for in the moment, or is this a like before we ever got here kind of role?
Depends on what the role is, frankly. No, I would allow if it was some kind of packing role and some kind of using your various kits role that you could use a ability check plus your proficiency as a skill check. That's perfectly fine.
Yes. Okay.
If you want to be intelligence based, that's your prerogative. The others could have helped you pack this stuff earlier. That's also totally fine.
Okay. Well, I can do. I could do a straight intelligence plus proficiency. It's not huge, but it's...
I think with advantage because Nevi helped. I think I'm getting that.
Okay.
I'm going to help, and also whilst I'm there helping, if at all possible, I would be over your shoulder going, this is wonderful, absolutely beautifully done. I think you've got this nailed. I'm casting guidance.
Maybe you should chuck this one in as well, and this one, and maybe that too.
Okay, you can't cast guidance and help. They're both actions. I know that's boring, but it's also factually accurate.
No, that's a very good point. Very good point.
I scuttle up and start. Yeah, if you want to do guidance, I was willing to help. But
if we thought
you're in a town.
Yeah, you was in there previously. Wasn't everything packed before we left?
Yeah,
not packing here.
Right in front of them. But just hold on, rechecking.
I will allow advantage and guidance, but you're all on thin ice.
Okay, so with advantage, that 2 15s on the dice, which is an 18 plus my proficiency, which is a 21. Do I need to roll that guidance? Let's roll the.
No, you do it anyway, but no, you don't need to.
So is that a D4?
Just a D4. Seems pointless.
Hey,
And it was a 4.
Make or break.
So that was a 25. Yeah.
They look through the bags, and it just looks like supplies for your performer friends. The
of course.
Singer and the clown. So it's going to needle a bit more. Let's go.
It's great. I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all fine. And then they look at you. You were. One will again walk a bit closer and lean into you, Svarit. How tall are you?
Probably about 6'4".
Okay, cool. Lean over and lean forward. They're 7-8 foot tall. They're huge. You appear to be some kind of constructed person. Would that be correct?
Well, it is some debate about this, but not necessary for now.
I understand. Just we need to do a thorough check to make sure you're not smuggling anything into the building.
I am not wearing anything.
Can we give him on a signal that now would be the time to cause chaos?
Sure, absolutely you can. Right, if that's where you want the chaos to happen, that's fine. Cool. Mon, how do you climb inside?
Oh well, this was my distraction of the bouncer.
You've got to get in first. You can't we'll go back a little bit. You're getting in first, and then we'll see if you are there in time to go. Mon.
Well, I thought the bouncers are at the door of the building, so I'd climbed up with the side. And
do you have a climb speed?
Yes.
Oh, never mind. You've climbed up the side. Roll me a stealth check to be not visible. Why did I bother that? Roll me a stealth check to be seen.
So that's 22.
You feel seen?
33.
Yeah, you're fine. You've climbed up from the ground level up. You've climbed around the side of the building, and you are perched and very well hidden on the second floor. There's probably gargoyles. It seems like the kind of place where they have gargoyles.
I want to have been watching all of this
totally fine.
Nonsense. And
what would you like to do?
So what I'm hoping is that there's been another line that the other bouncer is dealing with, and when there is a particularly entitled-looking person who has clearly bristled a bit at the being patted down just after.
Okay. Here we go. 2 lines. The first line we've been dealing with. The second line, there is currently a fat, overbearing, pompous lord being patted down. I don't see why we all need to be patted down. I am a respected member of the gentry. Just want to do the voice. Go.
So while they're getting patted down, I want my magical invisible mage hand to pickpocket a coin purse out of their clothes, if possible.
Sure. Roll me it's sleight of hand, isn't it?
It is.
Go for it.
That's 16, 27.
You. If you were watching it just from behind, the coin purse sort of floats up off the belt, and it's just there. No one can see this. No one's
I'm going to plant it on the bouncer that has just patted them down.
It sort of goes into a back pocket and
as the entitled person is walking off, I am going to thaumaturgy through my voice to somewhere inside the building, and just go, oh my god, did you see that? That bouncer just nicked your coin purse.
What? I say my coin purse turns around. Did you take my coin purse? No, why would I take your coin purse? I don't have my coin purse anymore. It appears to have vanished somewhere, so I'd like to know where my coin purse has gone, if you don't mind me asking. I don't have your coin purse. This conversation goes on. The other guards will look... Go on.
At that point, Mon will climb off and go into a vent, not waiting to find out if that has actually allowed people to get inside.
Please tell me, you finish doing that, you flick the fag you were smoking and go, my job's done, and just walk off.
I'll take my 10%.
So you want to find a vent to fall into as well.
And
more than fine to find a vent to fall into. That's not a problem at all. You, again, know the blueprints like the back of your blue hand. Good. Swearin, the guard who was asking you is going to look around and see that there's a bit of a fuss going on, and can you?
We'll just put we'll look around, hand the stuff to the other guard, and carefully lay the garment bags over one arm, and then laid in the box.
Their heads getting stuck behind us. Sort of,
yeah. You
see their eyes over the top and part of their horn.
And then put arms out.
The other one looking over will just will lean in and look at you and go, "Can you please tell me that you're not smuggling in any contraband hidden inside yourself?"
Oh, Svarin. What a situation you've got yourself in. I'm inspiring you.
Okay.
Rather than throwing you under the cart. Oh, what a turn.
No.
That's inspiration. I'm fine with that.
Just myself. I'm going to do a little turn. Very nicely carved. Very nicely carved.
Can you tell them? Are you trying?
No, I said no.
You said no.
No, I'm not smuggling anything.
Roll me a persuasion check.
You have a D8.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, this is what the insight is for.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. With a D8?
Wait, 16? Wait, was that... No, sorry. I clicked performance instead. Wait. It doesn't matter. It's both -1. It's a 16.
All right. The shouting from the other. If you didn't steal it, why is it in your pocket? Is coming from the other side. All right. I need you to. Here, clown boy, you need to carry this. And the other one will turn and Nevi drop all of the heavy things on you. Roll me a strength saving throw.
Zaren will almost kind of go to try and help. And
the other one will put their hand out. They're not sure they can trust you.
That's 12.
You see, we require Svarin, and if you do not let us take Svarin in, we will not be able to perform, and then you will be in trouble, and we will be in trouble, and we will not make our monies this evening. Neither of us.
Well, I'm very sorry for you, but
you have no proof that Svarin cannot come in. You are just
no.
Honestly,
look,
I think
I'm gonna let you. Everyone, calm down.
You are being.
It's just
being
kind of prejudiced.
I'm rolling the intimidation check. You made me.
You just say, "I won't calm down." My purse.
It's an 18 on intimidation. You can decide how you roleplay that, but this is a big person telling you all to calm down.
Can I roll an intimidation back?
Sure.
12.
That scans. Everyone calm down. Look, we're not letting your entourage in.
You have given all our stuff to Nevi.
We're not letting your entourage in. We just want to take them to a back room and do a thorough security check.
All right? Unacceptable, no.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable with what do you mean security
look, all
check?
right, okay. I get up from under the bag. Sorry, look, can you mentioned a supervisor. Can you just bring the supervisor out and we can get this all cleared up right now, please?
All right, if you want, I've got
Great.
Goes back to deal with the irate pompous man.
I would like to make a callback.
Yeah,
and I would like the supervisor to be our man on the inside, please.
Nice. Good shout. That's 2. Out steps. It doesn't make sense for it to be one of the rocks because you wouldn't know any of them. Okay, I've got it. Out from behind these security guards steps the man himself, Hezevan.
Nice.
What appears to be the problem?
Well, you see, they are saying that they must search our friend who is here to carry our bags and help us perform. And we cannot carry the bags without Svarin, and they will not let Svarin in, and it is unacceptable.
Hezevan will look over where 3 of the security guards are all dealing with the pompous irate man. And there's one rock still standing there looking a bit confused. look, I don't want to be known as one of these establishments that has issues with constructs. So I think it would be best for everyone if we just let them in. I'm sure it'll be fine, and if it's not, on my head be it. How about that? How does that sound for you? Well, I mean, you are in charge, but I'd really like to talk to the captain about it. You do that, please, in your own time, but the queue's getting very long, and I'd like the musicians to start playing now, if that's okay with you. I suppose so, yeah, fine.
Yes, we have to do our vocal exercises.
All right. The rocks will turn to you, Svarin, and go, I'm genuinely sorry, that wasn't an... Anyway, you can pick the things up off the floor and go. And the rocks will help you. They will also pick things up.
Dust it off as if,
Nice.
as if in like obviously manufactured a front, but like.
I'm not asking for a performance check. Don't worry, I don't want one. So, as you walk inside, as Nevi and Svarin carrying things, Hazavan will lean into both of you, or all three of you. I might take it that you're the people that Corvo sent.
I do not know what you mean, my friend.
Well, let's just say there are certain items I like to hang on to, but it's always good to make the money twice. So, you
good.
carry on with your endeavour, and I will
Always
see you
open
later.
To a negotiation.
I can't help you too much, though, so mum's the word, okay?
I know. If you see a small kobold, just ignore.
It won't be a problem if I do, a problem if the rocks do, but that's...
They will not.
Anyway, I'll let you get on. And Hazavan will walk off and start shaking the hands. And you are now in the main space, and there are these art objects with various light spells around them to carefully and artistically demonstrate their beauty, scattered around the room. And in the center of this space is, as described, this beautiful glowing gemstone. It's quite bright. It's a bit too bright to even look at properly. It looks like it's inside some kind of... looks like glass stand. And people are walking around. There's like faint violin music and like conversation that floats over the top of all of these things. If you've been to one of these things, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I think some of us might have. Yeah. Right, good. It's like an art fair. Anyway, you meander, people going, and you're just standing there. There is a stage off to one side. It's not habitated. The music appears to be magical in origin.
Excellent. We shall set up over there.
Do you go over and start setting up?
I walk over and wait for Svarin to start setting up.
We'll head over and kind of, if there's already like a chair or something, we'll lay the gods over the chair and we'll kind of carefully take the lid off the glowing stand box and kind of hold it out as time passes by to take out the set. Yeah.
Thank you, Svarin. Your work is very, very good. You are now free to go and do as you will.
Yeah, well, is there not a back room for your...
Oh yes, find somewhere to put the things.
Yes, and freshen up.
Indeed. Maybe take Nevi to freshen up as well.
What of the three of you, what are your passive perceptions?
17.
Righto.
18.
Great.
12.
Scans. Right. Svarin then. As you are walking up to the stage, you will hear the following conversation. No, you don't understand. This is urgent and important. This is not some game that I'm playing here. Hazavan has moved across and is speaking to one of the other party guests or one of the other patrons, you're not sure. She's an elf, quite tall, very, very pale skin. Look, I understand, but it's an auction. You can't just buy things before the auction, not for any price. This is something that we have to do properly. I need to give everyone here an opportunity to bid, you see, that's part of the point. This is not just some bauble for you to sell. This is an object of great power and importance. I'm sure. Look, bid in the auction, and if after the auction you're not happy with the result, let me know and I'll see if I can liaise you with the person who won. That's the best I can offer. How about that? Fine.
I then muted myself. Seeing this, hearing this happening, can I kind of like size up this person? Like, what? Are there any identifying features? Do we recognize them from somewhere?
You can roll an investigation check to try and suss out more from their garments, their look, or with an insight, you can try and get a better
investigation.
Oh, sure.
That's not great either. Damn it. It's a 14. I rolled an 8.
It's a beautiful red dress. Hair's up. 14's high enough for this. You don't recognize the styling. You don't recognize the look. This isn't where you're like, oh, it's an elf from the Blah region. You don't get any of that. Like, you just go, I don't recognize the look of any of that.
I might, as I'm offering the sand in the box as time passes by, I might kind of lean over. Well, obviously, I would have had to lean down because as time passes by, it's not huge. So I'll use that as an excuse to kind of pass on the information about what I heard, and assuming that Nevius is next to us.
Perhaps maybe you should prioritize them for some drinks.
Sure. I'll go and see if I can mingle. Get around the room a bit.
I will begin the...
Yes. We'll give you a quick spritz so your feathers are all shiny and glowing.
Okay, so as you're setting up the stage to perform, Saran, you're setting up the stage and looking for places to store things, and Nevi, you're going to go around doing some flirting.
Pretty much, yeah. Before I go, I will get my deck of tarot cards out, and I'll start Taroka cards, and start shuffling and playing them through. What I'm also doing is doing my bard spirit thing of I'm setting up a story, which is just basically
great. Do you know which one you're setting up?
I have to roll, I believe.
Great,
so
go for it.
I will roll a D8, as that is my inspiration die, and we get
my Taroka deck up.
What is that? That's a 1, which is if I recall correctly, it's the clever animal tale. Yes, tale of a clever animal.
Brilliant. Nick, genuine question. How well do you know your Taroka deck? As in, do you want me to use what I know about tarot and Taroka decks, or do you want to just play it by ear?
I don't know them very well. I tend to just wing it. By all means.
No. You as a character know how to do it, so it doesn't matter if there are actual cards and nonsense like that. You can do whatever you want. Just if you wanted to, I can bounce off that.
Sure.
Right, so you're preparing to go around the room. All very nice. Yeg, Mon. That...
Yegmon!
Gotta catch them all. Do you bump into each other in the vents, or are you going to two separate locations? It's up to... is there a comedy moment of, oh, hello?
Might be.
Cool. Yeah. Two people crawling through the vents, suddenly...
I think you're crawling one way, and I'm just looking down a vent. I'm like, just waiting, pointing down. We're up in the ceiling, just looking down at
it's a ventilation system. Yeah. You're up in the ceiling. If you go on.
No, I wasn't about to say something. So.
Yeah, if you look down, what room do you want to be above? Because these vents go everywhere. These vents go everywhere.
If we went into the main holding room, how high up would we be? How high? I assume the ceiling is totes high.
The main holding room?
Yeah.
It's not humongous because they're never like holding a huge amount of things, and when they are, they all get given away. The room's empty at the moment anyway, and there's lots of like what looks like wooden stands. You know the end of Indiana Jones, the first one?
Yeah.
On a much smaller scale, it's row upon row of wooden stands, and you can be over the top of that. It's about 20 foot up. But there are stands you could land on.
I'm sort of gesturing like, do we rob this first, or?
It's currently empty.
Oh, empty, not empty of people, empty of things.
Yeah, they're all downstairs being viewed.
How hard would it be to get into the main showing room from here?
Oh, you go through vents. You've got a good map of the vents, and the vents go everywhere.
And how high would the ceiling be there?
In the main showing room, about 40 feet up.
Oh, so not totes high. Interesting.
Not high enough to hurt.
Yag.
Where's Mon going?
Mon, I think, is presumably there's some sort of catering area, kitchen.
Yeah, it's downstairs. The vents will go down to that point. The vents don't extend all the way downstairs because it's a Renaissance house. I've given you some leeway with vents, so you can come. You can leave in the kitchen area if you wanted to. But
I'd want to get down in the kitchen. I want to find something like.
Please don't shit in the food.
No. I want like.
It's a monkey. That's where my mind went.
A bucket of like custard or something like sloppy and horrible.
Yes. Custard heist.
Or like, is there something along the lines of like the jelly of jelly deals type jelly?
Please, not the jelly of jelly deals. Please, no.
I'll tell you what, G, we'll get to that in a minute. So you're making your way down to the kitchen.
Like a bucket of brine.
Great. You make your way down to the kitchen. You can be in the vents looking out. Of course, it's very hot and steamy in the vents, so you are puffballing up because all of the heat from the kitchen is being extracted through the vents. That's why they're there. It's to handle the indoor catering. Good, then, in which case you're off making your way down to the kitchen. That's totally fine. Yeg, you are currently above the storage room in which they keep all of the stuff when it's not on display, i.e. where stuff will be, like the things that you want to get relatively soon. What would you like to do?
I shall open the hatch, and I shall secure myself a good hiding spot before it's transported.
Would you like to roll me an investigation check before you open the hatch?
Yes.
Actually, no, you didn't. You just opened it. What's your passive investigation?
No, I wouldn't be...
What's your passive investigation?
Fine.
I heard you.
13.
Just open the hatch, yeah? Just...
Well, that wasn't what I said I was doing, but I am now.
What did you say you would do?
I mean, I would at least look around, have a good view about to make sure no one's in the room.
Roll me an active investigation
Thank
check.
you. It's going to be worse.
Of course it is, because story dice are a thing.
Yeah.
Go on.
Oh, it's tipping over. So I rolled a 13, so it's now a 16.
Gosh, that 3 made all that difference.
It could save a yeg. You don't know.
All right. I will give you this because you rolled over a 15. If this is the room where they keep all the shit, it's probably alarmed.
Yeah.
Your hand goes towards and goes, yeah.
It occurs to me that maybe I should...
Yeg.
If in doubt, yeg. I do have a thing which I thought was really useful, which was like find traps. And it was like, oh no, it won't tell you where they are. It will just acknowledge that there are traps. I'm like... Useful.
You know, the thing is, that is one of those famous, like, it's really smell, find traps. I've never used it because it just seems utterly pointless. There are traps. Great. Thank you.
Well, what type of traps? Traps.
Like, if you know enough to cast the spell, then it doesn't actually tell you anything.
Yeah.
Unless you walk around casting it all the time in every room you walk into, which is presumably the point. I don't know. Do you want to cast find traps?
Not really, because it's a second level spell. I don't really want to waste it.
Tom, I am just saying you're currently in a vent above a room. No, he is on his own.
No.
Like a good Batman.
Yeah.
Like rats, though.
I was literally just thinking, is it time for rats? I think it might be.
Time for rats. It's so early for rats.
No.
It's so early for rats.
The tagline for this episode, everyone.
Great. You're playing your Pipes of Haunting, yes?
Yes.
Well, we'll work out what happens with that once we get back from the break. So early for rats.
It's never too early for rats.
Oh, glorious.
See you in 5:10, everyone.
We are delighted to be sponsored by HeroForge. HeroForge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. HeroForge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time, and beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of their collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully curated menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We are proud to be sponsored by Alchemy RPG. Reimagine your gaming experience with Alchemy. They're focused on creating immersive, cinematic experiences everywhere you interact with tabletop role-playing games. Playing a game, creating a world, streaming, watching live games, discovering new content. Look at all the cool stuff that they are doing there. You can use environmental motion art, scene-based music, seamless character management to run your games over the internet, with upcoming features including homebrew content, streaming overlays, and spectator mode. So go and check out alchemyrpg.com.
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop exclamation code into chat for a free Electrum chest.
We're delighted to be supported by Neverwinter. In Neverwinter, explore and defend one of the most beautiful cities from Dungeons & Dragons' Forgotten Realms campaign setting as it rises from the ashes of destruction. Epic stories, action combat, and classic role-playing await those heroes courageous enough to enter the fantastic world of Neverwinter. Neverwinter is completely free to play, so set yourself up an account today and pop !NW gift into chat for a link to a free gift.
Check out our supporters at D&D Beyond, your guide to digital D&D. Make character sheets online, share them in a campaign, and track all of those tasty little stats in one easy place. You can use the Beyond app to track your characters on the go. You can also use their encounter tracker and archive monsters to run any smooth combat thing. You know what I'm saying? You're a DM, you've done this before. You know D&D Beyond is the place to go. You can also check out our character sheets with an exclamation point characters in Twitch chat below.
Check out our wonderful supporters, Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming-themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and scroll and codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com. And welcome back, everyone. So, rats. Tom.
Rats.
Sewer pipes of the sewer. Oh, those are two very different things. Can you...
Does it taste of sewer as he blows
Does it taste of the sewer? I mean, Tom, does it taste of the sewer?
It smells of it.
Yes, both. There's a lovely...
It's awful.
I'm a kobold. You don't know what I put in these chompers.
Hopefully not sewage. Anyway, so...
I am the knight.
Oh, I'm now very glad that you got these and no one else.
Well, I was saying that Batman eats waste. Okay, good.
Prove that he doesn't, audience. Prove that he doesn't.
Fair. How many charges are you using?
If I use 3 charges, will I get 3 swarms?
If you use 3 charges, you can call forth a swarm of rats with each expended charge, provided that enough rats are within half a mile of you to be called in this fashion.
I shall use.
We're Waterdeep.
I shall use.
Yeah, I think we're fine.
For the YOLO, let's do 2. Yeah. Let's keep one in the back pocket.
One shot.
Yeah. 2 charges.
2 charges. What kind of music do you play?
A bit like that.
Didn't even tell me to do that. He just brought a kazoo.
Do you not have does everyone just not carry a kazoo around in case of these very odd?
You went and got it in the break, don't I?
G made a kazoo once.
Yeah, no, I have to do a makeshift kazoo from a comb and a cigarette paper.
See?
Yeah. It was
Me
impossible.
and G are prepared in case there's like a hoedown.
Because in case there's some kind of nuclear event.
See? Nuclear event. Perfect. Entertainment. Yeah.
Anyway, good. Right. It doesn't say how long it takes.
Everything within, what did we say?
Cold swarms move towards the music by the shortest available route, but aren't under your control otherwise.
I tell you what. Mm-hmm. Is there space on the other side of the grate?
Grate?
I'm on one side of the grate. There's like there's a grate on the floor. If I go to the other side, I kind of want to open the grate and just see if I can get rats to come swarming down into the open hole.
Remember how we talked about the grate probably being alarmed?
Yeah. Actually, is the grate big? This grate that we've just invented, because
the grate's always been there, Tom. I don't know what you're talking about.
Would rats fall through the gaps?
Would rats fall through the gaps of the grate? I don't fucking know. Roll something to make that choice for me.
Oh, hark it, Chris! I'm prepared for everything. You never paid for rat grate.
Rat grate. I just rolled a D100 to give myself a yay or nay answer, and I rolled a 50. I'm going to say half and half.
Okay, maybe half of the rats are going to fall into this room below.
It depends which way they try and get to you as well.
It's true.
Anyway, you do that, and for the time being, nothing happens.
I keep playing. The rats will come.
You keep playing.
I have to keep playing.
If someone's walking...
Hey, Piper! Obviously you have to keep playing.
I just love the idea that someone walk. I thought it was like a well, they'll be here in a bit. Fine. But if someone walks past the security room, they'll just hear faintly in the background.
And if someone then comes into that room, I will deal with it.
Okay. Right. Mon, you were climbing down to the kitchen. As you look out of the kitchen grate, it's going to be more of like an open-fronted grate, like it's a sort of squared off so you can see out of it quite well, because it's made to what the Continentals call an expel air, so it's a fan built into the wall to suck in all of the air. It's very humid in the vent. It's humid in the vent. In the kitchen, they are making a variety of foodstuffs. You had some specific foodstuffs in mind, didn't you? Custards, aspic, what else was there?
Yeah, like a brine, kind of like sloppy-ish.
Can't we just stay away from fishy things, please, for the sake of my nausea?
Okay.
It'd be really helpful.
We'll avoid any kind of jellied eel. However, there are a bowl of custard. There's a trifle. There is a fucking trifle in the corner of the room. In a beautiful...
Yeah, so I want to get the sponge that's sort of like soaked up a load of jelly and it's like sloppy and
yeah, that's in the trifle.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess what
There's about 4 people, various people in what look like waiter's livery in the kitchen, picking up plates with vol au vents, tiny sandwiches, you know the thing, sausages on sticks. And as they are taking them out, there is one figure who looks to be working the kitchen who is making a variety of dishes. This trifle is just perched elegantly in one corner, like it's some kind of pièce de résistance. I would also point out that this trifle is in some kind of Swarovski-style crystal decanter.
Yeah.
Because this happened to Bill Bailey once, and I think it's funny.
Okay.
There is a crystal decanter holding a trifle in a corner of the room, close to you. One of the corners you are on the wall of.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. What would you like to do? There's 5 people in this room who will see you if you open the grate and step out.
So there's the one that's like closest to me.
Probably a waiter, picking something from under their fingernail while they wait for a bowl to be ready.
Cool. I want to cast Charm Person on them.
Great. What do you do?
I guess I'm trying to just get their attention like through the grate, but in a very monkey kind of way. I'm not speaking. It's and like little fingers on the grate. But I just want their attention. I'm doing it in such a way that I don't want to get the attention of anybody else.
Are you doing sad eyes?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. What's the saving throw for sad eyes?
It's a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. What's your DC?
15. No, sorry, 14.
Oh no, what's happened here? Oh no! Person turns and goes over and like opens the grate up and lets you out. Do you do the like trapped animal?
No. I think once he gets the grate off, it's like a friendly kind of wave and and points at the trifle.
You want to eat the trifle? You want the Okay, hey everyone, there's a monkey in the vent.
We'll jump out.
No, don't take their face. Oh god, monkeys.
And I want to, is there like a plate or something? Not the trifle.
It's a kitchen, of course there's a plate or something.
So I want to grab something that'll smash and like throw it on the floor. Not at anybody, just over on the floor.
You leap down, pick up a plate, and throw it on the floor. And all the people in the room go, ah! Because someone just threw a plate on the floor. And they all look at you, and they're all like, why is there a monkey in the kitchen?
Okay.
He was in the grate. Why did you let open the grate? He seems sad. Right.
So I want to then step over to the counter to the trifle. And I mentioned before, I've got my like.
Slice him to the trifle and goes, oh no.
I mentioned before, I've got my like little sort of raggedy bag satchel thing that hangs over my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
I basically want to get that and just like dump it in the trifle and like scoop up as much of the trifle into that bag as I can.
Incredible.
Gene?
Yeah.
I would like you to roll for trifle.
I mean,
our next t-shirt, yes.
I don't know what you're rolling. You just, G, I trust you. We've been
roll
friends
your
for a long
trifle
time.
dice.
Roll for trifle.
Yeah. So without my modifier, I've used guidance, but without my modifier,
I mean, you must use guidance when you roll for trifle.
Yeah, that's a 23 plus whatever.
You scoop up a good third of this trifle. Your bag is pretty much full to the brim.
Cool.
Of trifle. Do you want the remaining trifle to messily slop onto the countertop, or do you want to have like a perfect and it's all the rest is just perfectly fine where it was?
It's all perfectly fine where it was, and I do that and I like freeze and look at everybody.
I think what happens is everyone's going, oh, he's in the shirt. And there's a look of like, well, none of us expected that to happen. They're all looking, you're like, okay? Like, it's just a weird look of...
And so then just after a beat, I'm going to kick it off the counter and then run back into the vent.
There's a kick. It was us leaping forward as you dash. Roll me a dexterity saving throw, because they are going to try and stop you to a certain extent.
Dex saving throw, that's an 18.
You bound across and leap back into the vent as... Splat. And a howl of sad pain from the chef who spent hours on that trifle. As you do this, you hear a sound. Faint. And you know what it is. As you leap into the vent, are you running away? Just running away with the satchel of trifle?
From there, I want to go through the vents to the highest point possible in the sort of main auction room where everybody is.
Well, they're not there yet.
Okay. Well, where everybody will be.
Sure, no problem. You start making your way through the vents, and you've got this memorized, as we established, so you can easily make your way there. That is no problem at all. Good. Svarin, as you are setting up music when you hear a faint smash from the kitchen area.
Don't react.
You can do nothing about it if you want to.
No, I think Soren is not going to do anything, but we'll try and find someone to be like, is there a room I can put these in? Also, so they may change later.
Are you looking for one of these security guards? Because otherwise, the first lord you speak to will go, no, and turn around.
No, it would be one of the staff that I would be approaching. Yeah.
Do you approach one of the rocks, one of the really big rhino people?
Possibly the other. Are there any other staff? Yeah,
like waiters and stuff. Yeah. We're not really in charge of any of that. You have to speak to points at the rock security guards.
Okay, we'll have to go to the rocks.
There's a couple meandering around, like standing to attention. They appear to be like watching and guarding various objects. There is one in a very finely tailored suit, wearing sunglasses indoors like an ass. It's nighttime as well. Like it's just all over prickish behaviour. That appears to be walking around and talking to people, and actually appears to be part of the soiree itself.
Not that one. No, Nevi can go and talk to that one later.
Cool. If you go to one of the security guards, yep. Can I help you?
Is there a room where I can put these garments and the performers may change?
Yeah, just go through the kitchen. There's some toilets back there. There's like a shower room. Staff use it to freshen up. Probably find a chair.
Just over there, and we'll kind of point wildly over in that kind of direction.
No, through that door there. Point specifically at one on the wall. That's the kitchen. And inside you hear a monkey shriek and then nothing. The rock also hears it. Okay, and I will go there then with these. Are you sure there is no other room? It sounds like There's a shriek from the far side of the room. The rocks will look at you and turn back. Just sorry, and we'll turn it. There's another shriek from another part of the room.
It's going to kind of nod at the rocks and then totter off towards the kitchen. Are there any other doors around the kitchen door that goes?
There's a broom cupboard.
Oh, okay. Now I'm going to go through the kitchen door.
As you open the kitchen door, you just see there's people lying on the floor going trifle everywhere. And also you start to see there's quite a few rats in here. There's 4 waiters and a chef all looking horrified, and there's quite a few rats coming around through the rest of the kitchen doors to the outside, that sort of thing. And from behind you keep hearing more and more shrieks as apparently more and more rats are arriving.
Mm-hmm. Are there doors from the kitchen off anywhere else?
Yeah, the door to the outside looks like there's a back entrance to the kitchen. Otherwise, the ground floor is basically quite open plan. There's probably some servant stairs that would go up if you wanted to.
Maybe.
It is your call.
Yes.
Up you go. Fine.
Okay, cool.
As Nevi, as you start going, ooh, I'm going to start flirting with people, suddenly you realize the screeches and people are screeching and shouting as you hear the same thing and see the same thing, obviously.
Please, friends, everyone remain calm.
Are you up on the mic?
Yeah, a minor disturbance that will be resolved very shortly. As you can see, the objects are in front of you, and we will be beginning the singing very shortly. But just remain where you are.
Are you casting a spell, rolling a persuasion check? What is this?
I'll start with rolling a persuasion check, but I can always cast calm motions if necessary.
Okay.
25.
The couple of shrieks will die down as your voice, presumably amplified by your microphone. Yeah. We will hear this, and a couple of the rocks walk around. You can see them just walking over to the corner and just stamping on the floor and then walking back, looking walking back
Indeed. Our friends on the securities, they are handling these small incident.
You can just see in a corner, there's just one of these guys just like...
Perhaps it would be best if we all removed ourselves upstairs.
Oh, it's not time for the bidding yet, but if you'd like to regale us with a song, maybe that can be a chance we ought to put in some last early bids if they want to.
Of course.
Says, have a Savannah? Hey, Savannah, there we go. Sorry, I know it was some combination of those consonants. Right, good. So as you start singing?
All the weather outside is frightful. Yeah.
I thought you danced.
Very nice.
All the weather outside is frightful.
Let it snow.
Let it snow, Maui. Let it fucking snow. Kid English. Good, right.
Best Frank Sinatra song out there.
Hey, look, as promised, Fred Astaire, and as it's delivering. Good, right? Nev, the party seems to be still going. Like, people were obviously like, why the fuck are there rats here? But also, it was dealt with. The whole situation has been dealt with just fine.
Lovely. I'd like to head off in search of this elf in red. Because I'm in red. She's in red.
Lady in red.
We're both in red. But just before I disappear off
you as well, apparently. So,
mate, cheek to cheek, even.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people here, though.
This progressed really quickly. I mean, I know Nev's good, but whoa, no. So before I leave, though, I will turn to look at Az, who has started singing, and you'll just hear very quickly in your head, in case you need me, just use this, and I'll set up my mind link, the Kalishtar mind link.
Cool.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Please don't sing in my head. Sing out loud, not in my head. Out loud, not in my head.
I would like you to consider throughout this entire next, let's face it, flirty romantic scene we're about to do, Nick, which is going to be great fun. That underneath it, there is a person in a French accent going, the fire is slowly dying.
The whole time. Just trying to, every now and then, Nev's eyes just going to go, He's got some sort of...
It's really drunk, hugging like an empty wine bottle.
No.
Yes, no. All right.
And I've got my Taroko cards.
You can find her. She's relatively easy to find. You'd say there's about 30 odd people here. This is not a huge gathering, of which a good, 10 of them are these rock security guards. There's a lot of security here.
Ow. Okay. And is everyone, really high-end fancy?
So fancy that they don't know how to pronounce words anymore.
Oh, no. Okay.
Certainly. I'm terribly sorry, but it'll pit that level of fancy. Blackadder posh fancy.
Yeah, I think I'm going to enjoy this. Okay. Cool.
I didn't say she was Blackadder posh fancy.
Yeah, I'll go up to this elf. Good evening.
Can I help you?
We are here to entertain.
I can see that.
Lovely. I'm so very pleased. Well, for you, I'm wondering, perhaps you'd like a tale or a card trick, or perhaps I can do a reading for you as I throw the cards from hand to hand.
Oh. I'm sorry, I presume something much more, Please, go ahead. How do you like to entertain?
Well, usually I'm a bit of I twist tales and delight everybody. Perhaps if we just, let's see, there's a small table over here. Come, let me lay out some cards for you.
High, thin table. There's pointless cocktail bar tables.
Yeah, so not sitting, just leaning across over it. Certainly. Now, let's do this and see if we can get get some drinks in. Somebody will bring them over.
A waiter just walks past, looking back at the kitchen with a...
Great, thank you. Sure. I'll pull off 2 of the drinks, put one down for her and one for myself. And, right. Now, 3 card, 5 card, would you prefer?
What is the better way to uncover the secrets of my future?
Well, I prefer, I suppose, a 3 card. It's swift, it's direct, and it allows you to get an insight. Then if you wish more, I've done my job correctly and you can ask for it.
Please.
Wonderful. I'll do a quick shuffle. I will hand the cards to her and ask her to kindly shuffle them, please.
She'll take them, and it's evident, no roll required, that she's probably never really handled playing cards before. That's also relatively odd. Like, who's not handled, like, shuffled a deck is one thing, who's not handled playing cards before?
Cool.
She sort of vaguely sort of moves them around like you were and hands them back.
Lovely. Now then, just to aid me in the storytelling here, you are here, I presume, much like everybody else, to place a bid on one of these wonderful items.
In a manner of speaking, yes.
Ah, great. I'll flip the first card. I don't know what card it's going to be. Shall we roll for a card?
Do you want to have, like, prepped this? Are you doing some kind of chicanery to make sure the right cards come up? Or are you just literally taking whatever comes off the top and spinning it as much as you need to?
That one. I'm seeing what comes up. There's no trick to the cards. It's how I spin it.
That's fine. Roll me a... I've got a thing for this. Here we go. Roll me a... What is this? Oh, easy. D100.
D100. Alrighty.
Mais oui.
Let it snow. Shut up.
Let it snow. It's going very Tom Waits all of a sudden. If someone told me Tom Waits had released Let It Snow, I'd believe it.
He must have done it at some point.
That's an 83.
Oh, splendid. We're into the common deck. You're not just using the high deck, you're using the common deck.
Mm-hmm. Just cool.
Okay, that's a 2 of glyphs.
2 of glyphs. I see. Okay, well, 2 of glyphs, and I understand you are here to, in a manner, peruse and place a bid. It's difficult in a place like this. There's a lot of people after the same thing as you. 2 of glyphs. It's 2 faces, same coin. It could be either way, unfortunately, at this moment. It would appear that whatever you're searching for this evening might require a little bit more enthusiasm for you and not such a hope it all lands in your laps in a sort of scenario. Fascinating.
Are you suggesting I'm hiding something?
I read the cards and I tell the story. What do you take from it?
Well...
It's announcers.
All these French ghouls. Well then, that's 1 out of 3.
Now, are you here with anybody this evening, or is it just yourself?
Well, I've arrived by myself.
Ah, how lovely. I'll flip the next card and take a drink as I mull over the card.
Sure. You know what to do.
How very odd. That's an 82.
Guess what?
It's the 1 of glyphs.
We've established it wasn't a good shuffle.
Yeah, she did the shuffling. The cards are not well put together. Okay. Yes. 1 of glyphs. Well, by yourself currently, yes, as the singular glyph pertains. Joy of a glyph, though, has multiple meanings, multiple parts to it. It can lead to, well, most anything. It's opportunity, perhaps. Alone at first, but it can guide you to multiple things.
Well, I'm certainly always open to opportunity.
That I do like to hear. Now, so if you're here, if you've arrived alone currently, and you're looking to bid on something interesting, and you are fantastically dressed, if you don't mind my saying.
You are kind.
Then, where have you come from today?
That's not something I'm eager to share with an entertainer.
A mystery. I do love mysteries. I'll flip the last card. And that is a 40.
The 3 of Wands. Whatever.
Mr. Bun the Baker.
How did he get in here?
Interesting. 7 of Swords.
7 of Swords. Yeah. Okay. How intriguing. 7 of Swords. You're not a violent type, are you? What do I get from that laughter?
Roll me an insight check.
Let's do this on here. That is a dirty 20, please.
Fine, I'll roll. What we got? Ooh, spicy. While she is inscrutable, when she laughed at your not here for violence, are we? There was a slight fear behind the eyes, that slight look of, have I been found out?
Got you.
Well, is she here for violence? You hear in your head?
I'll just look her clear into her face and smile as I respond to Az saying, can't be certain, but I think maybe. And say, I wouldn't have expected as much, no. Well, interesting then, 7 of Swords on the likes of yourself. But I suppose that's the mystery of not knowing where you've come from, or quite what it is that you've brought with you. But 7 of Swords, fiery. You have a wit about you, sharp as a razor, or in this case a sword. And maybe a couple of drinks to add into that will spin the tale of your sharp wit in this situation.
Are you trying to deliver some kind of coded message to her, or is this just flirty banter? Because she's currently insight checking you to work out what you're on about and what all this nonsense is.
It is nonsense. It's mostly flirty banter, but I think slightly in that is a hint of the coded message would just be that Nev is basically trying to work out who this person is and whether or not they're going to be in his way for this evening.
What was the last thing you said?
I said, what was it? Something about enjoy the drinks to sharpen your wit.
Yes. Well, I can't say I'm drinking much this evening. I've got quite a lot on my mind, but how sharp my sword is depends on who it's being run through.
Whoa, all the
and it was me thinking you weren't the violent type.
It's just the impression I like to give.
Well, maybe she just wants to fuck you.
Roll for seduction. Are you seduced?
That was really not what I was going for. Okay.
Perhaps then you can regale me of your wondrous sword fighting capabilities over a drink when I'm not performing and you're not bidding on something exceptional.
She will lean into you, and it's just to lean forward on the table, and she's trying to draw your eye, obviously, but also there's a certain amount of leaning into you to try and get a little bit of intimacy. And she's about to say something when a rather large hand claps down on your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
There are many guests to speak to. Maybe you should take a bit of time around the room.
A gigantic Rox, about the same size as the others, but wearing a very nicely tailored suit and wearing shades indoors like a prick, is standing next to you.
Cool. You are absolutely correct. You know, I often get wound up in my storytelling. Well, allow me to move on. Milady, a pleasure. So you're not the captain, are you?
I would have thought it was somewhat obvious.
Oh, well, where's your friend? Somebody did tell me they wanted to see me talking with you. I don't know why. Would you like
because you seem to be somewhat of a clown.
A clown? I don't normally get called a clown. Usually voyeur, amazing, exceptional. These are good words. But clowns.
Nevi, I don't think you mean voyeur.
I think he does. Peeping.
Oh no, you're right. I used the wrong word again. Nev's intelligence is not that high.
Like the psychic. Say psychic.
Psychic. I meant psychic. I'm so sorry.
And yet, you're dressed as a clown.
Are you finding it entertaining yet?
Move around the room. Keep it moving.
Absolutely.
As he turns away from you, I'm pretty sure the timing on this lines up. Mon, you've climbed up to the top of the auction room to be ready with trifle. You are prepped. You are all prepped with trifle.
Send me a bag of trifle, like.
It's good trifle. Yeg, you are.
More of a like trifle soup. With all of the climbing up through the vents and everything, it's got kind of quite shaken up.
You can't expect the trifle to survive such a climb. It is a milkshake now.
No, I'm not going to say the things on my mind. It's too grim. It is. Whenever someone uses the word soup to talk about stuff like that, the way that people who work in mortuaries describe what happens to humans after they die is called human soup. Anyway, Yeg, you are still playing. You hear the pitter-patter of many, many, many tiny feet.
You've given birth. Congratulations.
Yeah!
Swarm of rats. That's awful.
As they just cover me, I'm like, yay! Look at my children.
Okay, you're rolling in rats. You've decided. I'm going to remind you again that rats are constantly urinating. So,
I haven't. No, don't. Yes, end that, Tom. Don't. No,
They have no bladder trigger. It's just all constant.
Why do we always come back to rats on this stream?
I don't know. Okay, the rats are all in. A good half of them could enter the room through the grate if you wanted them to.
Marvelous.
You have 3 swarms of rats clustered around you. It's a lot of rats, Tom. Currently there's you and a lot of rats.
I'm going to have to make a charisma roll to control the rats because I can summon them, but I do not master them yet.
Please roll for rat.
Is this about how good your playing is?
Yeah, 18. The rats have to beat an 18 if they don't want to be controlled by this guy.
You're letting them run all over you. They think you're one of them.
Then I don't even. I'm like, Yeg. I start gesturing down.
This is in your eye, yeah.
Look, I will piss on the rats later, but what I do after the heist is my business.
Okay.
I am the knight. I am the things that criminals fear in the darkness. Piss boy.
Hey, that's not a t-shirt. Good, right?
Is that your inner monologue?
Yes, I finally mastered the rats.
Are you sending the rats into the room below you?
Yes.
Cool. Some can't fit through the grate, but those that can, leap through the grate. And they yes, Loda, it's raining through the ceiling.
Yes.
It's raining rats, hallelujah. They're going to fall 20 feet. Okay.
They're gonna die.
Not the chunky ones. They are my friends and they get to stay.
They don't survive this. They can't fit through the grate anyway, so it's irrelevant. There's a rain of rats that just die when they hit the floor, falling out of it. The moment that they pass through the grate, a magical alarm starts to sound.
Well, I know there's an alarm there now.
The alarm has gone off, and I will... What's your intelligence score?
Flat. My int 11.
You think if the alarm's gone off, it's probably gone off, and therefore you can't trigger it again.
Yeah, that's my thinking. Time to open the grate.
Yep. Alarm's going.
Yeah.
You can climb down. How long are you taking this? Are you leaping out of the grate, or are you taking time to climb down the shelves beneath you? Cool. Roll me a dex save.
Tuck and roll, yeah. Tuck and roll. Dirty 20.
All right. No damage. You do a cool tuck and roll and do like a superhero landing, but you land on some rats and kill them.
Yeah.
I've just Googled. Rats can easily fall 50 feet without getting seriously injured.
So I've killed the ones I've fallen on, but those falling rats are fine. Also, I'm covered in chunky rats.
And piss. Good, fine.
Again, wouldn't be the first time for Yeg. Old sewer boy Yeg.
Alright, so the rats survive the fall amazingly. Let's add that to their stat block. Rats can survive falls up to 50 feet, I like it. And you are able with them, you're in the room with them now, and the alarm's going off. Are you trying to find a place to hide?
Yes.
Cool. There are plenty of nooks and crannies. Past that trace was a while ago, so that's probably worn off by now.
It's an hour, but yes, that's
interesting.
Fair. Concentration.
Hour concentration, you were playing the things.
I wasn't playing well. I wasn't thinking about what songs I was going to play.
Concentration check. Let's see if it's still up. I'd allow that.
Okay, that's fair enough.
You don't have that many spells, so that's not be cruel.
Yeah.
I just want you to kill rats by falling on them and covered in rat piss. That's not cruel.
So flat D20, that was a 5.
Do you not have a con modifier?
Con, yes, that kind of con rather than constitution. That's better.
Constitution saving throw because that is your concentration.
18.
Yeah, you're fine. You've maintained past that trace. So roll me a stealth check with past that trace active, please.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
So 15, 25.
Great. You managed to find, you find a little nook and a cranny. Do you keep the rats clustered around you, or do you get them to sort of swarm around the room?
In my rat tree, I was like, "Go, be free."
Oh, I see.
There is, when they open the door, there will be. I see some of them have got like trifle on their face. So I'm like, there will be trifle and delicacies. Escape this room.
Oh, quite a few of them are quite literally covered in trifle. And bits of broken Swarovski crystal, but that's by the by.
Yes.
Good. Fine. Yes. You get the rats to scatter. Through the door to this room bursts open. And two of these security rocks are stepping into this space, looking around, and they see the rats and start like, what the hell? And start stamping on them and murdering them.
Why do I always lose my boys?
You did this to yourself.
I do. I love it. I just love the pain.
Okay. They are looking around the room, actively trying to find you, so I'll give them an active perception check. It's possible they see you.
If they have dark vision, I'm invisible.
Of course, Gloomstalker.
Yeah. So if that person on the roof, maybe they didn't see me. I am invisible. I am the knight. I am Piss Boy. Editors, put up the title, Piss Boy. I'm going to stay hidden in the shadows and wait for it to...
Sure.
It's a 20-foot straight drop down from the grate, right?
Yeah, there are various shelving units where things are going to get stored at some point, obviously, but it's not like a straight drop, like, a straight fall. There's the shelves you could step down. You could potentially jump back up if you wanted to.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Cool. As the Roxas keep stamping on the rats and killing most of them, frankly, they're not hard to kill for massive CR6 monstrosities. The captain, who's clearly the captain because he's wearing sunglasses indoors, walks through the door. What's going on? Rats, like downstairs. Looks around the room. All right, start moving things up. I'll reset the alarm, make sure nothing untoward is going on here. The two security guards will walk out, and he is much more perceptive than they are. Up to 9. Right, so he looks around the room. He's going to step back to the door and start casting an alarm spell again, with you on the inside.
Sure.
What's your passive perception?
Not good, as we've established. Just open that up again. Come on, Yeg. Come on, sweet. 12.
Okay. Because he can, when you cast alarm, you can designate people that don't break it, and obviously everyone of the security detail won't break the alarm. So he is recasting alarm, will do so, and the other rocks will start stepping in with items from downstairs. The rocks come downstairs, join with the others, and they all start picking up the various items and moving them upstairs. And Hazevan takes the hint and goes, right, well, it seems like, as if you wouldn't mind, let's get everyone upstairs, shall we? In
Yes,
time
of
for the
course.
grand auction.
You'd better make your way upstairs before the security team make off with all of the things you wish to bid on.
There's a polite titter of laughter throughout the room. Yes, very good. As they all start making their way upstairs, Mon, beneath you, the room is starting to fill with people. How exciting.
At what point does the diamond go?
It'll go last.
Do we have any idea where the rest of the team are?
No, I don't think you really do. Yeg's upstairs and Mon is upstairs and Svarin's vanished. You know that Yeg and Mon are upstairs to do the heisting. You've kind of you don't really know from this point what the plan is for you two. Okay. Would you have made a plan for what you two do once the auction starts? Are you distracting people? Are you...
Well, everyone's upstairs, so we should probably be upstairs, but I guess in the room with the diamond would be more helpful than not in the room with the diamond.
Or you could be with the group of people in the auction.
That is better for our cover story, that we were not involved.
Yeah.
I think at this point maybe we're the distraction, and this lot need to actually do the pinching.
Okay. Then if you two will be drawn with the crowd, you can be taken upstairs. Svarin, you disappeared through a back door and vanished out of the plot. You went upstairs. You looked at the map earlier. Probably a roll to see how well you looked at the map.
Okay.
Unless you have anything else on your character sheet that says you can just remember stuff or anything like that.
I don't have anything that says I can remember stuff, but I am very observant.
It's
I don't know if
keen
that helps.
mind, is it? Keen mind's like I remember
keen
stuff.
mind is remembering everything.
Does observing give you a passive advantage or something? How does it work?
It gives you passive, like a +5 to passive perception. I could do a history roll.
No. If it's a +5 to passive perception, I would allow that means you can basically remember the map. If you go up these stairs and if you move down a couple of corridors, you can find the door to the vault, let's face it. But as you move down, are you trying to be stealthy at all?
Yes.
Go for it. Roll me a stealth check. Go for it.
I don't think I'm particularly stealthy. I am not particularly stealthy. I am lost. Yes. It was a 10.
Cool. Yeg, inside the vault, Rock's captain finishes casting the spell, and even you hear a sort of clonk, clonk, clonk outside. And the captain will finish casting and will then look back into the room and step out into the corridor. Soren, stepping out in front of you from this door. Can I help you?
I was told that there was a room where I can put these things so that the performers can change. Sorry, I completely forgot what my. Imagine that was all nicely spaced out and roboty. Yeah.
Right.
A room that the performers could change in.
The performers aren't needed anymore. The auction's about to start, so
but a little
can I take you back
refreshment
downstairs?
between the announcements, yes?
No, that's all happened already. Can I take you back downstairs? Take a step forward, slightly threateningly.
Yeah, sorry. I think
you can
that,
do what
sorry.
you want.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, all of these are bad ideas. So, okay, yeah. Let's head back downstairs.
You will pass two other Roxas who are carrying some of the stuff that was downstairs off various plinths into the room that you were just there close to. As the captain will take you back downstairs, everyone's already gone upstairs and will take you to the stairs everyone else went up, so you are with the main group in the auction.
How close did one get to the door?
I think one got within 5 feet of the door.
Oh, I'm not good at this. Can I have... So, I believe that Zoran may have secreted the pièce de résistance away on their body.
Which
so
pièce
that
de
we would...
résistance are we talking about?
The lovely thing that we will be replacing.
Oh, I see. You have the. Are you using the setup item duplicate?
Yes, I am.
Sure, you've got a duplicate item secreted on your person?
Yes.
Because you were never searched, so it could be there.
Yeah. So it's in one of the many compartments. I realised I still have your wand. I probably should have given it that to you.
What, you mean the obvious trap setup I gave them? Come now.
Yes. So, being an artificer and relatively intelligent, even if they're would I know if an object would set off an alarm?
Oh, interesting. I think it has to be a person. I'm pretty sure.
Can I have can I have mage-handed the item?
Your mage hand is not invisible.
Okay. Well, I mean, if we're turning,
look, roll me a sleight of hand check.
This is probably going to go horribly wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 15?
Oh.
Don't blow our cover. We want to get paid twice.
What are you doing? What is that? Mage hand floating with an obvious replica of the diamond.
Oh, I like to play with trifles, and sometimes can I run?
Sometimes they are, can I run, please? Yeah.
Dust cloud left.
It's like, well, I have 0, and I mean, I have very low charisma, Zorak is not.
I love how you're carrying beads of force and didn't think of them. All right, good. So you are running.
Didn't think of being like, it's a bead and drop it on the floor.
No, throw it at him.
Yeah, I can throw that as I run.
Interesting. I will allow you to run before any kind of initiative roll-off happens, which we'll get to in a sec. Which way are you running?
In the opposite direction. No, okay.
Direction to what?
So where we are, we're in the middle of a corridor. There's not. Yeah. Is there just one door into the corridor, or is it kind of run back downstairs,
left, which is heading back downstairs? You can head right, which is heading further into the building, and there are various doors you could just wrench open.
Mm-hmm.
Quite a few of them are broom cupboards. I'll warn you now.
Yeah. I think that I am going to. Yeah, I guess. Run to one of these other doors and try and push out. This is such a bad idea. Yeah.
Roll me a D100.
I'm doing it. Yay. Oh dear. 75?
You run to a door and wrench open, and behind it looks like some sort of storage room. It's not like a vault or anything. It looks like it's mostly papers, but it's quite big, and there's lots of space within the room, so you could try and hide in here if you wanted to.
Okay. Oh, well, I don't know. Is there stuff in the room that I can grab?
Yeah.
Okay. I might do that. I might grab some stuff and...
Archive papers, mostly. Tax reports.
Nothing catapulty.
You can catapult tax reports.
Yeah, like big hefty ones, right?
Yeah, like folders.
I guess I'll do that then.
Okay, so you grab a folder of tax returns and you run into the room, and you're not hiding, you're just holding it ready to catapult it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I can hide and prepare. Yeah, no. So I'm just going to dash into that room and grab the thing.
Okay. We'll come back to that in a second. Cool. Yeah, you hear most of that.
Yag.
You hear the two rocks walk past. Everything all right, sir? Yes, one moment. Svarin, you hear the door that you step through lock.
Oh, I'm just being locked inside.
This cast arcane lock on the door. Deal with that later.
I guess I'm going to be catapulting something through a wall then.
Good sign. Some of the things are being deposited in the room, and as they are, and these rocks are going to move in and out and deposit things, and the captain's presumably gone to the auction bit to find out what's going on there, so everything is stored in here. You've stayed in the dark, and you're not moving from the dark, yes?
Not moving.
A figure will stop being invisible and fade out from the wall and step forward towards the boxes that are already here. And start looking through them, and then when the guards start coming again, we'll fade into invisibility and step back. Then once they leave the room, same process as looking for something, clearly. This figure looks, and I have no other word for it, badass. They're wearing golden red armor, covers most of them, and they have a very cool helmet on with sort of red wingtips on the side, but the face is pure white with gold filigree on it, but it doesn't look like a face, it looks like just a featureless mask.
Can I make a history check for which gang I'm going to upset if I rob today?
Sure.
$13. Does that look at all familiar?
It looks alien and weird.
It could. I'm going to wait. I mean, honor among thieves. If this creature doesn't steal what I want, then it can take whatever it likes. But
you're going to wait.
I'm going to wait.
Cool. As Nevi, you step into the auction space. As described, it's a bit like a small theatre. Like, it's got these sort of boxes around the outside if you wanted to have lots of people in at the same time. This is a smaller gathering than that. And people are starting to sit down in a nice row of chairs with a stage up there with some of the sort of West End-y sort of proscenium art style stuff around as well. And Hezavan is standing on stage going, all right, let's get ready for the auction then, everyone. Have a seat. And you see the guard captain step through a side door and just calmly walk in and sit in one of the side seats.
Is having been able to go around the room downstairs and kind of gauge people with, do the cards and so on, is everyone here?
Is everyone here what?
Is everybody here from downstairs?
Oh, I see.
All the guests, everybody who I would have met, and specifically the elf in red, is everyone.
Everyone's here.
Cool.
Hey, the gang's all here. Good. Do you stay for the start of the auction?
The guard captain's here, so let's go.
Mon, what's your trifle plan? What's your trifling plan? There we go.
What's the kind of layout of the room?
Beneath you are a bank of chairs filled with poshos.
Did we plan this in advance, or did you just make this up as you went?
Look at this. This blue monkey does not plan in advance.
No, there was just this was the distraction. Like, this was Mon's going to cause a distraction, so that's what she's doing. And yeah, I think it was once the diamond has been moved up into that back room, Mon causes a distraction in the main room, and Yeg nicks it.
Can I see Mon in the vent? My past perception is 17.
I'm going to assume that Mon's trying to hide.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, would have been.
Yeah, I guess. Like, I was like, why's that monkey there?
Most people.
Like, by this point, Mon has been sat there for quite a while, so would have been first. Would have got the bag kind of placed out of the way. I would have sat out of the way, and then it would have been like, okay, I'm a bit bored now. Like, looked out, and then when there was still nobody around, would be like. Wandered up and down the vent a bit.
The question that I'm asking is, would it be fair for me to assume that Mon is going to do something from the vent, and if I stand underneath it, I can be part of what Mon is trying to do and make more of a scene?
I think you are fair to assume that if you stay near the centre of this group of people, then whatever Mon does will hit you.
Grand.
Whatever that is.
I will do that.
You hope it's not poo this time.
So yeah, when I guess as
sorry, because Mon's a monkey. I'm not being weird.
You're being a bit weird.
I've been very intentionally like, I'm not going to do the poo throwing.
Okay.
Monkey gag.
Okay.
Because you know what? It's easy. It's cheap.
It's cheap. Okay, then I will take the brand of cheap. That is.
I mean, it is funny, but I just feel like I can do better if I try.
I've got a bag of trifles.
I'll say telepathically to Nevi, maybe you should stay on the outskirts. It would be a shame to ruin such a delightful outfit.
Look, we've discussed this. I'm returning it, and I'm getting my money back. This outfit is going. I'm having nothing more to do with it, and I will continue to embrace the clown for now. But thank you.
And I'll go and take a seat right in the middle.
Sure, throw it at Nevi. Nevi's been a bitch.
Once everybody's kind of in the room, and basically, presumably somebody gets up front and starts talking to.
Yeah, hey Zavan. How is Hey Zavan? Hey, what's Hey Zavan? I got it right. Hey Zavan.
So basically, as soon as they get up and are starting to talk, I get, is there like a grating or something that's on the vent? Is there a vent cover?
Yeah, the vent's not just open.
Yeah.
You can fit rats through it, so you can probably
you could fit small rats through it, we've established.
But not chunky rats.
What about a bag of trifle, though? I need to move. Get rid of it.
Okay. Oh god. Now, either the trifle's consistency, and now as trifle soup, means it can be poured like slurry.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do that though. I've got one.
Do you want to chuck the bag?
I want to be able to get the bag out through the hole, so I need to remove the
Then you would need to remove the grate and not drop it.
Why not drop it?
Because the grate would fall on someone and kill them.
Okay, I kick.
Fotherington, you've been sliced to ribbons by a grate that fell on you.
My father was killed by a grate.
I think honestly, I think Mon's cool with it. So yeah, she just like kicks.
Jesus Christ.
Dagger maybe to like.
Let's hope it doesn't hit us. That's all I'm saying. Are you going to kick out the grate and then do something?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
You kick out the grate.
Cool.
Hang on. I'm rolling to see what happens.
I mean, I'm doing this at the same time, I would say. Kick the grate out, and then Mage Hand takes the bag by the strap.
Yeah.
And I just like poke 2 holes in it with my dagger as it's going. And so it's just like pouring and dripping. And so the Mage Hand is like jiggling it around the room. So it's like dripping bits of trifle around.
So you're censoring trifle. That's CENSER.
Yeah.
Right. Bless you, Tom.
Thank you.
Well, that's one way to baptize a room. Good. Okay. Right. First things first. The grate hits someone. Roll me a D100 to not hit Az.
22.
You don't hit Az. Roll me 4d10.
Oh, that commoner's dead.
He never got his coin purse back.
Oh no! Lord Fotherington.
25.
That commoner's dead. They're just like, oh, here's a clever prank. This great metal grate falls from the ceiling and clonks someone on the head and appears to knock them out. They're actually dead, but you know. And then a bag of trifle starts floating around the room, spraying trifle over people.
I'm gonna start making a very loud amount of noise. I'm also going to cast Enthrall at the same time so that everyone in this room feels the need to pay attention to what I am saying.
And not notice the guy that just got dead.
Yeah.
That's a faint.
Don't mind the dead guy. Look at me.
It's 1 minute. And if they fail their wisdom saving throw, they have disadvantage on checks to perceive any creature other than me until they can no longer hear me.
What noise are you making?
Oh my god! I've lost the French. Oh my god! What
You've
is
still
happening?
lost the French. What the fuck was that? Oh my god!
The great
Mon Dieu.
This is my best suitor. What is happening?
Your best suitor. Okay. Cool. They rolled a wisdom save of a 13.
No, they fail.
Cool.
I can get the whole room. It's a 60-foot range.
All right, then we're off the guard captain as well because he has a different stat block. Wow. 9.
He is enthralled by me. I will do this for 1 minute. I presume Yeg can hear me.
Nevi, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God.
Creatures of my choice, I can choose not Nevi.
Oh, Nevi, don't roll a wisdom saving throw. Nevi, what do you do while everyone in this room, and I mean everyone in this room, is suddenly just like listening to us and going, oh, what the, why is it raining trifle? Like everyone's shouting. The room is a cacophony of noise. You do vaguely hear over the top of it, Daddy? But apart from that...
Oh no. Okay.
The curse! The family curse! It will get you too, Junior.
Father, it's raining trifle, Father.
By this point, Mon has like scarpered further down the vents onto her next destination, and so at some point she gets far enough away that the mage hand is out of range.
Spraying trifle.
By this point, yeah, like I think So just before she's gone, she's like had it helicoptering the bag. And so as it disappears, as she goes out of range and it's helicoptering, and so the bag just goes and like smacks against a wall and just like slips rifle all the way down.
Revealing letters saying, "You're next." Oh, good. He's not breathing, Papa. Good, right.
Oh dear.
I presume I'm loud enough that you can hear me from the other room.
Yeah, you can hear Az making a lot of fuss about something.
Yeah. Mentally, I see the clocks up. Right.
The Roxes have just placed last couple of things in this room and have closed the door, and the lights are completely out.
Perfect. I've got 90 foot of dark vision and no one can see me in the dark. Perfect. Let's start some...
You see this figure reappear again and start going through the last boxes that were brought in. They open one box and it lights up the entire room.
I leap for it out of the shadows. I try and wrap my arms around it.
Okay.
Let's go for it.
Give me an initiative roll, please. I'm not going to go into full-on combat. This is just to see who goes first.
Beautiful. It's a 9. A 9!
The figure will reach inside, grab the crystal and step back, and will frown. What do you want to do? Actually, you can't see him frowning. The face is covered. A figure will grab the crystal, step back, and nothing happens.
I get vibes. I recognise the
vibes from the blank face.
I pick up on. I only say yeg. I can pick up on all sorts of social cues. You know.
I can only say yeg. I know what this means.
Yeah.
Fine.
It's not meta. Anyway, yes.
Is low, but I'll tell this for the audience benefit. They tried to turn invisible and couldn't.
Perfect. I'm still going to try and grab the crystal out of their hands.
Contested grapple, please.
What's that? Strength check
Athletics.
Or athletics? Oh, so.
Mine's the same.
16.
They don't let go. Do you? Are you both holding on to it and like?
Yeah.
Do you say anything?
I say yeg.
How do you say yeg?
Yeg. Yeg.
Do you speak Elvish?
Interesting question.
I mean, the question is probably, do you understand Elvish? Yeah.
No.
They say something.
Oh boy.
Yeg.
They say something else.
I just say, do you speak Draconic?
No.
I sigh, roll my eyes and go, well, do you speak Dwarvish?
They respond in the language. Do you speak Celestial?
No. Yeg.
Right.
Oh boy.
You're at a standstill. You could keep tugging it back and forth, phrasing, but eventually you were both just holding onto it right now. Phrasing again, God.
Just my hand like claws around it, standing on a box on it. Yeah.
Whilst Az has been enthralling an entire room, and I think I've
by shouting
loudly
and making everyone avoid the fact that Lord Fotherington has died. Great.
You're probably, as soon as it happens.
At the end of this, all they'll think is that it was a moment of madness and they were all caught up with me in it. They don't know that I cast a spell on them.
It's true, they don't.
Is this room on the same corridor as where all the things were going? Would I have known that?
You saw the guard captain go through a side door. You can fairly assume that they're going to be focused primarily on keeping things safe. And also that door goes behind the stage, which is probably where all the shit is.
Then if everybody's
they want to auction, that's the bathrooms down the hall.
Oh, I don't want to go that way then. No. In that case, while someone's enthralled, I weave my way around the room to go through that side door, please.
Yeah, the guard captain would watch you go and be like, I'm going to follow, but is completely enthralled by as it's going, everyone calm down. It's probably someone died. And in the meantime, you are welcome to...
Great.
And through that corridor, you see a corridor full of doors.
Shoot.
Svarin, are you doing anything to the door you got locked behind?
So, work with me here. I have...
with me here?
I have
Wow.
Tasha's caustic brew.
You have Tasha's caustic brew.
Yes. I know it's not really a thing, but can I...
Melt the door.
Yes.
Interesting. The door was arcane locked.
I'll just melt the... I can melt the wall next to it if that's
funnier.
easier.
Yeah, it's even funnier.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
like arcane lock has a setting, because I remember this. While affected by this spell, the object is more difficult to break or force open. So there was DCs we could have worked on, but if you just melt the door, if you just melt the wall,
Yeah.
the door's arcane locked. Congratulations.
I don't know how long I would have been. I don't know how long I would have been locked in there for.
Nev, as you walk down the corridor, suddenly there's like an acidic like splodge of wall just collapses in front of you, and I presume Svarin steps out.
Yes, but depending on how long I was in there, I might have done a little bit of disguising. So I look different. I have a disguise kit and I carry it with me. That's what all the garments were for.
Okay, would you like to roll a performance check with your proficiency?
Yeah.
And let's see what you look like.
Okay, I mean, that was a very decisive roll. It's a 13.
What do you want to look like?
I mean, a 13 is...
No. You ignore that dice roll. What
Okay.
do you want to look like and then halve it?
Okay. I think Zoran is going for possibly maybe one of the people that came in, but with
So you're like a posh pseudo artifice rope. Okay, that's nightmare.
Right.
Do you look like the one that died? You look like the one that died. Get it?
Okay. I look. Well, that was the one that was making the most noise, so possibly the one that I took the most notice
It's true,
of.
the room is notoriously quieter than it was.
Daddy, why do you look so much like a robot?
Okay. Yeah. So.
Nev,
this is what comes out.
Svarin, but also dressed like the dead man, just walks out of an acidic hole in the wall. That's what happens.
Great.
Nothing unusual here.
Today. Svarin? Everything all right?
A slight miscalculation.
Right. Have you still got
And then
the...
we'll point at the room across that had that they were all going into. So the what? Yeah.
Yeah, you know which one that is. That's totally fine.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And is the counterfeit in there? You don't still have it, do you?
We'll kind of grimace and like the mage hand is still holding it.
Floats in.
Great.
Yes.
Okay. I presume that room has a shut door on it because they were... Yeah. I'll go and stand directly in front of the door, and I will cast clairvoyance on the other side of the door, please.
Does that break alarm?
I don't
No, because it doesn't cross.
think so.
Because you summon it on the other side.
That is very clever.
Yeah. I create an invisible sensor within range.
Yeah, it doesn't cross.
Yeah. So I'll cast clairvoyance to listen because I can swap between.
You could put clairvoyance inside a tiny heart. Don't do that. It's creepy. Good. Right.
Really want to know what our party members are up to while they're sleeping.
You all sleep in the same place. I mean, right. Never you cast clairvoyance behind the door inside the vault, and you see Yeg and this strange figure talking at each other in various languages, trying to communicate.
Do you understand Draconic?
No, but I do understand Celestial or Sylvan or Quarry or Deep Speech.
You speak Celestial?
I speak Celestial, yeah.
Okay, you will occasionally understand the elf then, that's good. Before we get to that, Mon, where were you going to go?
So I think I wanted to know what status the bringing everything up into the back room was. So I would have gone and seen, like...
You're by the vent.
I wanted to have a look out into the hallway, and then I probably would have, seeing what's happening, would have gone and been, maybe round about where Yeg was previously. Like,
that's fine. So you can also see, you can hear various languages being used. What languages do you speak?
Celestial, Common, Hadesy, Thieves' Cant, and Undercommon.
Celestial, there we go. You also get this conversation, although actually neither is aware that either of you were there. That's fine. What the astral elf is saying is, please, this is a relic. It's we need this back. Seriously, I don't know who you are. No, I don't speak that. No.
Give it to me. I need it so I can buy pretty things. Please, thank you. I will bite you. I'll do it. I will give you such a chomping. My rats are dead, and I'm sad about that. I'll bite
really
you. I will.
Important to us culturally and socially.
I don't care. I'm greedy.
No, you don't speak the language.
I don't understand what they're saying, but whatever they're saying, I'm just like, I don't care. Give me, please.
Right, okay, cool. Nev, Mon, you both get that.
Oh, great. I do hate when a cultural situation gets in the way of our money day. Oh, right.
Wow.
Yeah. British, right?
Falls from the ceiling and fucking annihilates you.
That's fair.
That's called historical guilt.
Yep.
Yeah. You can hear what is in there?
There's, I think I met an astral elf downstairs, I now believe. Interesting. Yeah, there's, we're stealing something culturally appropriate, and I am not comfortable with doing that. Cultural,
right. It is appropriate for our culture to steal it as thieves.
It's for them. We're stealing something which has got more weight behind it than just a payday.
Perhaps you could. I presume we're still telepathically linked.
Yes,
we are. Yes,
you're. I mean, it's a minute, and I'm allowing that this takes a little bit longer, so you can keep them all back.
Perhaps we could negotiate with the elves and see if they would be willing to pay us, just so someone does.
The room is full of priceless objet d'art, and everyone's busy being enthralled by a bag of trifle, writing "You're next" on the wall in big trifly letters.
Or actually, I don't know where this voice in my head came from, but it suggested that we steal all the other crap.
I like your thinking, Az.
You've probably got about say 20 seconds.
Right. I know one of the people behind that door, sort of. So I will knock. Just like
to spell, or
we'll look towards the door, like someone's knocking on the vault door. What the?
Yep.
Are they distracted?
They let go. Distracted, yeah. They don't let go, Tom. It'll be another contested grapple if you want.
I will. Also, do they have? They're wearing armor, right?
Yeah, they're wearing armor. Yeah.
Are they wearing gauntlets?
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to bite their flesh. I never get to bite.
Oh, look, one hand isn't gauntleted. Do it.
Oh, I'll bite. 22.
Yeah, it's only a 10. You rip it away.
Yeah. I'm going to try and get up the grate.
Great. Nevi, do you open the door?
No, I knocked on it for a specific reason.
No one's responded to that.
Yeg? I can see you in there.
Yeg. I looked down at the rats.
As you start climbing up, you don't have a climb speed, do you?
No.
Nope. What is your AC?
14. Actually, no. Zephyr Strike. as a way, so they don't get attack of opportunity, and I get
Not
extra
attack of
movement.
opportunity. It's a ranged spell attack as you climb up.
Well, I don't want that.
Well, I don't know, Tom.
Hey, sometimes it's really good to be honest and open with your feelings. I don't want that.
Okay, then in which case, what they will do if you start climbing up is you will see them say something in Elvish, raise their hand, and their hand starts to glow with holy light.
Yeah.
They pointed at you and, like, it doesn't take an insight roll to know if you keep going, I will shoot you with this.
Yeah. Point at the door. Like, yeah.
No.
Yes. So, maybe now is a good time to. We've lost the element of surprise, so maybe now is a good time to use that bead of force.
Whom?
The door.
Just on the door.
I'm not sure that works. Let's have a look.
I don't know.
You can use an action to throw the bead up to 60 feet. It explodes an impact and is destroyed. Each creature within a 10-foot radius of where the bead landed will see it on DC 15. You know what? I like the idea of going to Nevi, stand back, and throwing a bead at the door and letting it absorb the door. I think that's quite funny.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do that.
That's cool.
So then, perhaps step away. And,
Tom, I'm guessing Yeg is waiting, like, stand still again.
If I don't move, they can't see me. They see my movement. I know that from my classes.
Okay, so we'll have just. I mean, you're supposed to. I'm gonna step back into the room where I dissolved the door, back through that wall, throw it.
Now, I only have one question here, which this seems like it's all going to be in a good position for it all to be wrapped up and sorted, but there any kind of chaos element ruining it or making it worse. G? Go on. I know you've got something up your sleeve. There's some kind of dastardly plan here.
I sort of don't exactly. A couple of potential ideas, but nothing that's really.
Is Mon going to do anything, or are you going to watch this play out?
I think we're still going to watch it play out for the moment.
Fine. In which case, no need for rolls. You throw the bead of force out the door, which fails the dex save because it's a door, and is just pulled into a ball of force, which sort of starts rolling awkwardly down the hallway, and the house has got subsidence. And you can see into the room where Yeg is climbed halfway up holding onto this holding onto the diamond that you were looking for, and there's a figure, as described, white and red and gold armor, who is holding a glowing orb in their hand. You're muted, Lila.
I know. Damn it. I was like, that's a question. Would that have set off the alarm?
Would it have crossed into the alarm space? No, the alarm's on the inside.
And we've already established that objects don't set off the alarm.
I don't believe so, no.
Throw it. Is Zarin saying to Yeg.
Are we stealing it, or are we just letting them have it? Someone do some negotiations.
I mean,
if you don't know that they're common, then it's common. If you say throw it, they're going to hold their hand out, look at the door, look at both of you, and they will say in Elvish, which I presume none of you speak.
Nope.
Yeah.
Well, it's not Sylvan Elvish, it's just Elvish.
Just Elvish.
Yeah, just no.
So none of you speak Elvish. They'll say something in Elvish. Try Celestial.
Yeah.
Please, I don't know who you are, but I need that.
Okay, look, in Celestial, we were told to take that. Yeg, calm. Hold. Now, look, right, Celestial.
I do understand common, that's very patronising.
Can I just quickly ask, do I think from where I am, if I cross into the room through the grate, will that set off an alarm?
Probably.
Okay.
Do you want to?
No, I don't think so quite yet.
Okay, because when you do, there's a grate. No, the grate got moved.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no grate to kill people. This is good.
but it will be an alarm.
Yeah. That's the alarm. Although, I will say, we are extending the 1 minute of As is in Thrall extensively. Can you cast Enthrall twice? Can you keep doing it?
I can keep going. Oh no! Mr. Finnegan, he's dead! Oh no! Mary! Oh, his poor daughter! Oh no!
All he wanted was to buy a nice vase!
Someone must help! He is
a gift for mother!
You regret everything!
Someone, please, Captain, you must move the grate off his head so that we may lay him to rest peacefully.
What head?
I'm sorry, I should step in here, says the captain. You think, oh no, has the spell not worked? We shouldn't move the grate. What's underneath is worse.
Oh no, shield your eyes, Sherry.
You distract all the poshers. As long as we need them to be distracted, they are distracted. Done. Fine. Ruling. Okay, good. We start speaking in Celestial, and Mon does not set off the alarm. Good. Right.
Strong start. So this is yours, clearly. Sorry about that.
It belongs to my family. I presume you want to sell it or something. Sorry. Takes the mask off and is a spitting image of the lady you saw downstairs. Maybe a twin?
Twins, Basil, twins. Right. Wow. Deja vu. So, sorry, this is your family's. Yes, somebody wants us to sell it. How are you getting out of here?
Sorry, that's really not difficult for us at all.
Right. Oh, that's annoying.
Coming from another plane of existence, it gives you certain abilities.
Possible, right, off the top of my head, deal here. Can you take stuff with you?
Yes.
Can you take a lot of stuff with you?
I mean, probably a couple of trips, much as I can carry.
Let's say we make a quick deal. You can keep the gem, you take a few things for us so that we can at least shift that and make off the money for the person who wants your gem that we're not about to give them.
Oh, 100% deal, absolutely. I don't want any of this, I just want to get my grandfather's gem back.
Okay, just a second there. And I'll turn to Svarin. Svarin, how are you for selling a bunch of stuff and just letting these very lovely astral elves take the gem back for their own family so that we don't take something that is actually theirs and we just take the art away from the rich people who don't need it and sell that off?
Yes, as long as I get my money, then I am fine.
Make sure you do. Mon? You around here? Mon?
You alright?
There you are!
Like, little head pokes out from the vent.
Does not. Alarm, it's fine, don't worry.
Did you get any of that?
Yeah, well, it'll do, I suppose.
Okay, good. I know Az will be fine. Az just wants to get paid.
My Sherry!
I suppose, oh yeah, mind like, as we're leaving the gem, Astral Elves are taking it, I'm going to get them to sell all the other art for us. Good?
Oui.
Perfect.
Az is now leading a heartfelt rendition of They're Writing Songs of Love, but not for me.
Shall I turn the
Over
lights?
a dead body.
Shall I turn the lights off so we can leave?
A great idea.
I'm going to leave with all these other people so I don't look suspicious, but, you will now be banned from all clubs in Waterdeep.
Oh, no. What a shame.
I'm so distraught about that. Oh, no.
Please note that Nevi is still wearing a stupid outfit.
Yo, yeah.
The whole way through this. Actually, hang on. The other stuff just go, sure, strange clown person.
To be fair, I was told to stand on the side of the room, and then I heard that the trifle was helicoptering. I feel like I've got lovely stripes of trifle just splattered all across this.
Does it make it better, though?
Oh, no, much worse. That's the whole point. I now look full clown. I've been pied.
Like a Christmas tree.
Yes!
Like a Christmas tree!
Make sure you agree where she will drop the thingies back before you let her vanish off into the ether, and I will see you all back at base. Oh no! Lights!
Where the fuck are you from now?
I'll use my thing to black out the lights.
You'll use your thing to black out. I'm sorry.
Yes. That's the flashback one, isn't it?
Use your flashback. Has everyone used a flashback? Yeah, they have. Yeah, you can. And
I haven't yet.
Oh, well, we'll get to that. Use your flashback setup to you somewhere set up a breaker switch for a power surge, which now activates probably on a timer.
It was based on me saying specific words, which I've woven into this awful. Oh no, ma chérie, pancakes! It is.
He did love pancakes. What's his favourite breakfast food?
And now his head's won. Good, right?
Yeah.
So at this point, when the blackout happens, has Yeg handed over the gem?
You can all see in this room because the gem is so bright that it functions like a miniature sun.
Wow.
Cool.
Because it is now the height of Wintershield and it all comes full circle.
At this point then, Mon is going to drop out of the ceiling.
Alarm goes off.
Yeah. And glides to Yeg and sort of like grabs Yeg and just goes, Yeg, just go with it and we'll be rich. And I want to then cast Dimension Door with my cape.
No one asked Yeg if he was okay with this plan, and that's yes.
Oh boy.
Team small. Woo!
Amazing. Right. So 500 feet. Like if I go 500 feet straight up, am I just in the sky?
Yeah, and you can glide forever.
Cool. Once we get there, I want to try and grab the gem and kick Yeg off.
Sure, contest it.
Oh boy.
Oh wow. Right, let's have a contested grapple, please.
That is bad math. 15.
4. Bye, everyone.
Oh boy.
500 feet. Okay.
Yeah, I think I've just gone to the maximum.
Pancakes.
And while I'm at it, I would like to do my flashback. No, I will do my flashback.
Yep.
And I will go with the fire, just fire.
You're not even here.
No,
you have the choice. That's for like the trampoline where he landed and everything's fine. No, also everything's on fire.
Yep, I've started a fire in the kitchen.
You left a deep fat fryer and just walked away.
Yeah.
What did I use my flashback on?
Oh god, you used it. You definitely did.
No, he used Zephyr Strike. He has to spell.
Yeah, Zephyr Strike.
Yeah.
Hang on. That's a very good point. You used... No, you didn't. I don't think you did. I don't think you have.
Can I have a useful object?
What is the useful object that someone dead dropped for you to make sure?
On that roof, I am the knight. I Batman glide away. Fine, if I lost the money, but I'm not dying for this.
So you brought wings.
Yeah.
You brought a
so I'm
wingsuit.
gliding. Yeah, I brought a wingsuit.
I mean,
a sane draconic game recognized game and just.
If you're gliding, Mon is also gliding.
Do you want to chase Mon?
Shall we have a race?
And look, Mon and Yegs.
Mon is like a shooting star.
Mon and Yegs chase through the sky to try and keep hold of this thing. You're going to be hunted by astral elves forever. So, wow.
I'm going to have it for as long as I've got this gem.
Yes.
Nevi, just grab what you can and leave, and we'll sell it, and we'll never work with those two again.
Yes, I'm all
At
for
which
that.
point, you all recognise you smell burning.
Smell what?
I think
Burning.
Oh.
this has gone even worse.
Quick exit.
Than
Right,
Yes.
Svaran, grab an item, and once you've grabbed everything, let me know, and I'll cast
I
invisibility
will
on the two of us. and
grab
we'll just
many, and it just dashes into the room, and we'll just. I mean, I can carry a lot of shit, so I'm just gonna load myself up, and possibly, you know how we were going. The man was quite large, so I'm just gonna like stuff it into my clothing if I can, and like just slightly in, and then carrying the same boxes and go.
I think it is fair to say in the carnage, you two can make your way out and not be checked by anybody, as you can make your way out with the rest of the poshos. The only casualty of this entire adventure is poor Lord Fotherington.
Never got his purse back.
Never got his purse back.
I guess you should probably tell the elf that they're not with us. He's not with us. The other two.
Oh, I full on, say to the Celestial, that wasn't in the plan. By all means, do what you want with them. We're out.
So, just to be clear, at the end of this adventure, Az is doing fine, has got some money from some stuff that Az, Nevi, and Svara managed to get out and sell, and is not blacklisted in Waterdeep forever. Nevi is blacklisted in Waterdeep forever for performing in any entertainment venue of any kind. Svara, and you got some money, that's great. Yeg, Mon tried to kill you, and now you're chasing after Mon being Batman in the hopes for a sweet, sweet revenge.
How fast do you move, Mon?
How far?
If you're both gliding, you're both gliding. Same speed.
Yeah, same speed.
After a while, I might just give up and just go, fair enough.
I glide horizontally a number of feet equal to my walking speed.
Yeah.
Eventually, I'm going to start heading towards the river and then just turn, land, and... Yeg. I consider, I'm like, I might have burnt my receipt. Okay, disguise self. I turn myself into a halfling. I'm just leaving town. There's other people to rob. Wash my hands. Yeg is gone. I'll learn a new word. No one's bothered to learn my language. I just pause. Snarl, 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 and thus snarl leaves Waterdeep.
Snarl the halfling.
Yep, snarl.
Well, Mon gets hunted down by astral elves until the end of time, or until she throws it away.
I think because it's glowing, we'd find something to like cover it up, and then bury it.
Okay. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Tis the season to be jolly.
It's like a big, well-known park or something in.
Is Mon suddenly a squirrel? What happened here?
How does they've got
Okay.
skin flaps for.
No, I mean, why are you burying it?
Monkey
just
berry.
Because my first thought was drop it in the river, and then I was like, no, it glows. I think I'm just trying to hide it and see how long that lasts.
Cool. Well, suffice it to say that no one ends up happy.
I have locate object. We could find it.
That's a story for another time, I'm afraid, because that's the end. Thank you for joining us, everyone, for this lovely story of togetherness, friendship, and a heist gone horribly wrong. We murdered an old man.
My opinion.
We trifled a room. We stole a valuable artifact from people who needed it. I think it is fair to say we've had a day. So, without further ado, let's wrap up. Thank you for watching. We're on Mondays and Tuesdays. At the moment, we're doing Christmas one-shots. So there's lots and lots of Christmas one-shot shows like this one. So if you enjoyed that, check out Monday and Tuesday at 6 p.m. GMT. Other time zones are, of course, available. On Fridays, we also run at 6 p.m. GMT, and that is us doing our chat shows, Talking is a Free Action and Talk Together, which are depending on the week and depending on who we're talking to, and you can enjoy those on Fridays. All of our shows are available on Twitch if you've been watching here, on YouTube if you've been watching there, and on podcasts as well if you fancy listening to it instead of watching it. So there's options for all of those. Links are all over the place. You can find them. We're on the social medias. We're now on TikTok, aren't we, Tom?
We sure are.
Yeah.
Yep, it's going great. Everyone seems to like it. Not just the bots. It's great fun.
Crucial.
Don't understand TikTok. But okay, good. Great. That's lovely.
Do you think I do?
I don't know.
I'm 33. Why is everyone dancing? Why is everyone going like this? It's so weird.
Why haven't got doubloons?
Yes. A bunch of cats basically will give you doubloons and then you can use them in shops. The doubloon market has collapsed because everyone's giving out millions. So basically the economy's fallen apart. Well, maybe I do know more about this than I thought.
But where are the cats?
You know, Khajiit has many things to sell. Yeah. You start hearing the music and you're like, oh God, it's a doubloons post. Ugh.
Okay, I'm going to pretend I understood a word of that. Good, right.
This is the true Christmas feeling where I'm like, so okay, it's like this, and your elderly relatives are like, very nice, very nice. So this happens on the computers? You're like, yes, it does.
Anyway, thank you for joining us. Thank you to the D20 Club. You are marvellous. Without you, we couldn't do any of this. And thanks to all of our sponsors and supporters. Merry Christmas, y'all. See you all soon.
Bye.